Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Sorry, I am 13 minutes late. I was out to dinner with a friend, and then I went to see my grandma just spontaneously because it's been a while since I saw my grandma. So, we'll go. Sonic, thank you so much for the tier 1. Really appreciate it. Welcome back to the Quinn on a 20-month streak. God damn. I should get some new emotes for you. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a bit. I happened to be in the area, and also I had to use her washroom, so... So, there we go. Good excuse. So, Flannel Ethereal played their first successful series last night, which is awesome. Yeah. And we, today, are going to see what happened, how it's going. Week 2 of ASL just passed. I was supposed to touch base with the homies at some point prior to their second series, but unfortunately the timing just didn't work out. And so, yeah, today I guess we're just going to be kind of identifying what's going wrong, what needs to be worked on, what's going right, check out on the drafts, and we're going to follow up on... Where's my face? There's my face. We're going to follow up on all of this stuff. The levels of play for IBS. We're going to see what principles were abided to, what principles were ignored, and what the consequences of those were, right? Because I'm also part of the... Flannel Ethereal is operating right now for 2 reasons. 1, to give all the players like a good opportunity to play and develop their skills, right? And 2, to help me test, like, is this accurate? Because I need actual IBS players to see if this works for them, you know? Now, I've been very hands-off with them. I have not been drafting for them because their game times are always at the exact same time that I have scrims. I have not been drafting for them. I've not been introducing my biases. And I'm just kind of letting them operate until they come to me with, like asking for some help, right? I'm curious to see what the result of that has been. 3, because you're awesome. True. So, okay, fortunately that was Quindicate General. Oh, okay. Whoops, maybe let me check to see what other windows are popping up on that screen, shall we? Yeah, okay. Beautiful. So let's start with game number 1. Game number 1 is their defeat, and this is what the draft looked like. Okay. I could have leaked everything, yeah. This is what their draft looked like. Okay, Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I can see why you lost this game. Just immediately from draft, right? So let's talk about why, because obviously draft is not going to be like the only contributing factor to a win or a loss in IBS level play, right? What happens here? Okay, so we mentioned one of the big principles of IBS is that matchups tend to not really matter as much, right? It's more about the cohesion of your team, and it's more about the simplicity of your archetype, right? Jira, welcome to the stream. So when I see the Swain B1 in, like, higher levels of play, I would immediately think, like, oh, panic, like, this is a terrible B1, we would just counter it with range, counter it with that, right? But in the context of IBS, like, we don't really mind, but, like, we see that they're kind of trying to absorb some of the engage. Jared, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your time with us. The immediate answer to this is the Rumble Ash, right? So you're taking Rumble into a short-range champion, which... we had discussed before that Rumble is the type of champion where you kind of do have to care a little bit about matchups in IBS, but only to the point that, like, you either draft him with synergy points or you don't. Because you see a general short-range champion, we're going to say, like, whatever, we don't necessarily need the synergy points. Swain's not going to run at us. We probably should still have them. That's where the Ash comes in, because initiators are obligatory at this level of play, whereas that... Players tend to struggle to think beyond the game plans of their own champs. Comp identities must be simplified as much as possible. Do not draft a control comp ever. Do not draft an aggro comp. You want team fight comps. Do not draft without an initiator, and always draft multiple carries if possible, right? What we see here is technically Ashe is our initiator. And so we do have the means to start a fight in IBS, right? But then where do we go from here? Okay, double initiator immediately. So this team has, like, Iconic Devastation has more of the agency in deciding which fights are taken. And at the IBS level, when fights are very spontaneous and kind of messy, that is definitely a boon. We opt for Diana. We opt for Seraphine, which I don't think we can argue is an initiator, even in, like, the context of everybody mispositioning like crazy. And, you know, at the end of the day, they just have, like, very, very simple smork run at you while our side is stuck with, you know, a synergistic bot lane. We don't care about damage spread as much. But it's, like, realistically, if a play doesn't start with Ashe, the play isn't starting. It's a more complex initiator. It's a more complex wombo where everyone has to be on the same page, whereas what Iconic Devastation has is a comp that just, like, you know, any one of these champions can just spontaneously find something, and then that's the fight. So the burden of execution is on Flannel Ethereal. They have to perform better. And the expectation is, I mean, we're hoping that we perform better, right? But we shouldn't be drafting in a position, like, we shouldn't be drafting such that we have to play better. Because we're IBS players. We're not, like, we don't have everything locked down. Right. So, I mean, like, within pools, I know we had some substitute situations. I'm just trying to wonder. I definitely don't mind Trundle trying to stat check the sets, right? I definitely... So, Age Old Drill, thank you so much for this follow. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your time with us. And I can't really criticize the bans at all because I was not present in draft prep. As long as you guys are trying to take, like, contested picks from both sides, as long as you are banning, like... Do we have principles for bans? Did we ever talk about that? You're trying to ban out the most impactful comfort, I believe. Yeah, because theoretical metagame is completely irrelevant, right? Seraphine answer was to try to allow us to have an answer to kite back by B2. Yeah, they really want to go in, they really want to run over, but here's the problem, Declo. Here's what you run into. What you're describing as, like, pure... Okay, Rumble is here to receive, engage, right? Rumble's really good at that. Seraphine is really good at, like, trying to receive the engage. Diana is kind of an anti-melee pick. She has some of her own proactivity, but it is effectively a really scuffed bait and punish comp. And bait and punish is a control archetype. And control archetypes in control archetypes in Platinum suck. Control archetypes in IBS are even worse. Theoretically, you guys are completely right that bait and punish archetypes almost always beat the dive comps. But what I expect to see in the footage that I'm about to watch is that just literally anything goes wrong, and then the dive comp is snowballing on you, and you don't really have any proper anchors, right? There's no proper Aphelios or Gwen or, like, Draven or something. Not champions that you guys should be playing, for the record. Yeah, so it just ends up being, like, overall too defensive for the level of play. I think we do just embrace the chaos, you know? Yeah, because we don't want to put all the onus on one person ever, 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 ever. We successfully drafted multiple carries, because anyone can collapse, but if anyone can collapse, why is all the pressure to initiate on one person, you know? I do not believe you guys will have setups proper to, like, answer that. So that's immediately what I come away from in the draft, and again, we're not ready to talk about the bans, but let's see how the game went. Well, we know the outcome, but... Let's see how it goes. Now we're going to... now that we've, like, established that, draft does not decide an IBS game, but now we need to start also looking at, like, what everyone's next steps are, right? Like, we need to start... We need to generate... That's the wrong button completely. And my face is gone. I have not set anything up. There we go. Surely. No, you guys are scaring me. No. What do we have in Aiden's pool? I know it's a sub situation, so like, might have just been a partial pool issue, right? That was weird. Okay. Here we go. We're going to turn on Fog of War, right? What is the super AP comp high? Regdor. Yeah, it is very, very AP heavy, right? But we're also not expecting that IBS players are going to fully itemize against damage types. Like, although the Zac has great options, although the Nautilus has, like, okay options, we're not going to criticize that specifically for this level when there's, you know, probably more pressing things to talk about. I was lurking for a bit during your Knuckle co-stream, by the way. Senna Cho'Gath, very based. Okay, so how are we starting this? I see 2 players under turrets. That's immediately a problem. Right. Is that plat? No, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's plat. It's plat. It's IBS. It's IBS. So yeah, Trundle's under turret. Rumble's under turret. Everybody else is just condensed over here. And I saw on Discord at some point, Sonic was saying, like, yeah, we got to talk about 5 points. I agree. We are running a triple TP composition. Samira has heal for whatever reason. Now, do junglers have to plan pathing here? Do junglers have to... Did we ever talk about that? Do junglers have to plan pathing in IBS? Because, like, obviously, at a theoretical level, yes, you should be pathing towards, like, volatile. Oh, well, you know what? Aiden's pathing towards a volatile lane and top lane, so... Whatever. An inkling of a plan. There is some idea. Because I know, I've spoken to a number of bronze junglers before. And it's very... I mean, actually, I guarantee if I turn off Fog of War, both junglers started bot for the leash, yeah? Yeah, okay. Okay, so just keep an eye out. We don't have our usual setups. We're concerned about Prisma's autopilot, and we're going to watch to see if, like... Because we don't have Zonks to talk to in this game. I do want to see, like... I do want to check in on trainers' laning fundamentals, too. Because we had a suspicion those are next steps, right? Just, like, are those laning fundamentals, like, actually developed or not? We'll speed it up, like, a little bit. At the very least, he's not contesting the level disadvantage, so happy to see that. Surely. Surely it can't be. Do we have the... Ah, we don't. I don't have, like, the tournament view on this setup. Damn. Okay, so, I mean, our bot lane is generating push. Jungler pathing into that. I don't even know how many of those factors are relevant here. Oh, wait, they're actually doing this? Huh? Hang on, what is going on here? This is, like, the least expected thing for a Zac to try to contest this, but I guess he just looks at this and says, I have prio, and... Came from here. Like, he's even late. Does not secure the red, no? Ah, but look. We can see something is sus. Yeah, our Diana secures. Set is spotted. Oh, we're all aware. We know what's happening on Discord right now. If we turn off Fog of War... Set disappears for a conspicuous amount of time on wave 2. And then simply does not return to his wave. What? Did Zach invade without smite, by the way? What is going on? Okay, no, so the smite is actually up and it was a spectator bug. They smote at the same time, although Zach's slightly sooner on 640. Wow. Yeah, so was Set's absent... So, one thing that we talked about, like, not as a team, but as me studying how IBS works, is, like, shenanigans occur. And they are completely unpredictable and weird. But maybe we can actually predict when shenanigans are about to occur. Because, like, the junglers are just going to do whatever they want, right? And, like, the only thing you can do is ward against it and stuff. But, like, let's say that Set crashes way too early on 2 and will not generate an advantage in any way, right? Okay, so there was a question mark ping, and we're aware that Set has spontaneously disappeared. Shenanigans out, right? Every time IBS is said, yeah. Yeah. He's seen... and then does not come back. Okay, so, like, at this point, if he's just not coming back, we can be sure that, like, shenanigans are afoot, right? Shenanigans are afoot. And then Prisma pings this too, and, like, so you guys are aware that shenanigans are afoot. At the very least. And I don't have access to comms, but, like... and the shenanigans just end up being, like, really, really detrimental to them. Except we get a little bit hooked, and our Diana's trying to help. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, no, this is a classic Aiden moment. Okay, so what do we see here? So Set is griefing his lane right now. Like, Set is actively throwing any ability that he has to lane. And Prisma has everything up, and he is completely responsible for getting out. We have a known problem on our team where Aiden will not make decisions, right? And I empathize because I've been this Diana before, right? The type of player who's like, something's happening and I must help. But... so I'm actually curious, like, because I know Prisma's here. Like, is anybody calling for this to occur, or are you just like? Because I'm just trying to get a sense of like how we're talking to each other. Like when shenanigans are afoot, that usually means like a bad coin flip play is happening, right? And if you just don't buy into it, they lose. Okay, I was really concerned we were about to see our Trundle starting to roam. And surely I'm now just checking my Trundle for lane fundamentals. And we back off recall? Is that what's happening here? Just us heavily questioning whatever. Okay, so yeah, then this is almost surely just a solo moment where our Diana feels very pressured, right? In theory, red side invading with double... yeah, but it was so misexecuted, right? Like, in theory, it can be strong. But shenanigans are afoot. Shenanigans are afoot. And therefore, I wonder... yeah. So we would need to try to figure out a system of being vigilant for shenanigans. And actually, I really like this response, too. Just... we haven't been giving a lot of attention to the bot lane right now. I'm just going to kind of go wherever directed cam takes me. I'm going to speed up the game a little bit, otherwise we'll be here for a million billion years. Very low percentage gank onto Swain with no setup. It's just a chunk play, which probably doesn't... Oh my god, it translates to something. Are you kidding me? Shenanigans! Woo! So what's the, Okay, Set actually has an XP advantage. Oh, it's because of this wave. Okay, Set's disappeared. Are our shenanigan detectors going off? Ding, 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 ding. What's up? He's actually just recalling, but... Oh, because he had a really, really long sequence. Yeah. Okay, then our shenanigan detectors don't need to go off because... Yeah, it's 5 minutes into the game. Set hasn't taken a recall yet. He's got gold. Yeah, okay. Never mind. False alarm by me. I can't read states fast. I'm a dummy. I'm an analyst. I'm not smart. Like... Still going kind of slowly. Yeah, we're on 2 times now. What's happening here? What are we exposing ourselves to? Okay, we have... The first blood of the game ends up being... our Ashe. And we know Sonic's biggest issue is, like, really, really, really greedy positioning, right? I think we can agree on that. So already I'm like, you know, a bit Monka-esque with breaking triangle to this degree, like, about to walk into our minions here. Playing through direct line of sight. I expect no tracking. But, like, what have we got up? Any hawk shots? Any? We do have hawk shots. We're about to have 2 hawk shots. Like, we obviously don't want to give this to them for free, like the spontaneous hold like this, but... The biggest problem that I'm having, just, like, with my fundamental misunderstanding of IVS level play is, like... I really don't know what can be expected. Like, what do we expect from everybody? Do we expect them to be, like... No, we don't. Okay, we don't expect to anticipate anything that either jungler is doing ever. So we just need to prioritize, like, over-warding? Gathering more information than is necessary? I guess so. I guess that's the conclusion, yeah. Because, like, if there's no Zac, then we obviously just don't give them this line of sight. We play down towards our bushes with this minion wave, right? Even just calling out a lack of Zac is good, though. But are you guys going to know what to do with that information exactly? You guys are going to... No, yes, you will, because when you have no idea where Zac is, everyone's going to get kind of anxious about it, right? And if everybody's anxious about it, nobody's going to go for anything high risk. Because the thing that I'm failing to realize is I'm not working with theoretical iron, bronze, and silver players who have, like, specific, like, general tendencies. Ashe Hawkshot always would have helped. Yeah. Before. Because, again, it's been a long time since this was fired. We can get full vision. I mean, you're even standing roughly in the position where you can get, like, full vision of all of this, right? But you guys would be anxious if it's been a while since a ganking jungler shown up, right? And in fairness to Zac, like, this actually is a legitimate gank angle, right? This Iron, Bronze, Silver Zac has, like, unironically, found a window in which your bot lane should be at its most vulnerable. The problem is we can't expect our jungler to be aware of all those lane states and to shadow everything. Like, we can't expect that. because that sense is not developed at all. But you're most vulnerable, like, in the moments before a crash, right? Like, in my own games, I'm a Zac. I'm like, I would be communicating with my Nautilus. It's like, oh, we can, like, hold here. And, like, even saw Zac wasn't expecting to find something right away. He was expecting the setup, as he was, like, willing to spend, like, 10 seconds waiting. Either that was luck, or these players are a little more sophisticated than I thought. Cool. Hit the wrong button. Okay, let's turn on the Fog of War again. We'll keep that as like a bullet point in the back of our mind. I'm gonna open my notepad. No, I'm not even gonna open my... I'm gonna open my actual notepad. We're gonna just try to... I'm just gonna try to piece together like what the correct course of action is, given like what we can reasonably expect our current skills to be at. Because, guys, I have such a bad habit of just giving, like, high-level theory concepts to players who can't do anything with that information, and that's just not helpful or productive. Like, we have to meet everybody where they're at. Okay. Definitely doesn't help that your champion is not, like, nearly... Actually, hold on. What was the response? Let's actually... Instead of putting all the blame on, like, our bot lane, let's take a peek at what the actual response was to that gank. It continued full clear towards our side. Now, that's definitely a skill that we can develop, right? Blaming your bot lane is very IVS. True. Well, we want to see what they can do better, and we want to see what our jungler can do better. Was there a proper response to that? And, like, this is where, actually, we do say, you're a jungler, so it is going to be your obligation to start learning how to track, right? And I know Aiden's a sub-jungler, and so it's hard, but, like, the principle still applies. It's like we're building up our jungle fundamentals, and we see Zac appear down here with, like, a conspicuously small amount of CS, and eventually we'll, like... You know, at the very least, like, look for invade, look for cross-map. What was the status of this? We would not reasonably expect us to know how to dive. Especially, like, a set. So, I don't know. You would have to be aware that there are camps up here to properly make use of that. But... Let's turn the fog back on. It's a resource, yeah. But this is a champion who snowballs like a maniac, right? Okay, we are generally looking for how our laners are managing their waves, because we're... Oh, Jesus Christ. Slow it down a bit. So, again, okay, so we get dove. What causes the death? Well, the Zac lane gank, right? Okay, how long has it been since we've seen Zac? Have we seen Zac at all in the last 2.5 minutes, right? Because maybe that is exactly what we need to talk about. Maybe it is time for, like, our anxiety alarms to start ringing. It's like, ding, 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 ding. Where is the ganking jungler? What is happening? How can we gather information? And, like, ultimately, an Ashe with no sums kind of can't do a lot about this, and the solution was to not have lost your flash to the previous play. But, like, again, 2 hawk shots up. But it didn't. So you were aware that it was a possibility. You started firing that off. CD's on ward. Well, Seraphine has a ward. We know how to execute this one, right? We're never walking up to these bushes, just spontaneously. Ashe has no sums. Seraphine has sums. Playing for like a little bit of poke. Sonic's just... I see. The wild Sonic in her natural habitat, simply walking up out of triangle. The backside tri-ward. It is specific, and we don't like specificity down here. It's helpful. Deklo cannot possibly generate like an empowered W here. It's like, okay, so I don't get this, right? Sonic recognizes that something is sus, right? She fires a hawk shot at the bushes. She's trying to gather information. She's like, I don't feel comfortable here. And then her response is to, like, I don't know, are you trying to auto-attack someone here? Like, yes, you have range advantage, but you're also probably the most vulnerable champion in the entire game right now. And our intention is not necessarily to fight them, it's now to endure the storm, right? You're not you're no longer playing to win your lane at that point. Like, you're playing to not get completely pulverized by this. There's no shame in sitting back and like making sure your wave crashes, right? Because again, it's more of a top lane concept, but like when you lose control of your slow push, that's how freezes happen. And we can break freezes, as long as we're not... in bot lane, as long as we're not, like, 0 HP. I don't know. I'm just starting to get the feel of this. That was a pill. Oh my god, they haven't fixed this bug where Fog of War doesn't display this. Set is often, like, a slightly higher risk gank, just because he has a tremendous stat stick. Nothing ends up coming of this. Okay, so chat, my flaw as an analyst is, like, I think about theory too much and not how things at a specific level of play would, like, properly play out. In an ordinary circumstance, it would be unwise, to say the least, to gank a full HP set from behind as, like, this sort of thing. And you would take this gank, like, every day of the week if Trundle and Set had done some prior trading. Right? But this is a full HP, full sums Set. A champ, like, literally, this champ is just the terror of IBS. Like, outside of Mordekaiser, he is probably just the best champion in the format. Wait, but then we also just dash out. Like, we actually do get all of our damage off. He does shield very poorly. He does shield very poorly. And then Aiden hops out. Right, we're not out of cooldowns. Huh, well I guess we answered our own question, huh? A theoretical set would be very scary to gank here. An IBS set, apparently. Someone did just say, be careful with ganking set. Ah, and so Aiden's like... fear of being a reason that we lose the game just caused us to peel off of this play after Set kind of blundered everything, right? Wow! Wow, no theory applies! There's just no theory. It is literally just, like, make your plays and then get anxious when they haven't made any plays. Right? It's an ult for ult trade. It's a prio for a herald. Rumble has prio too. We're not taking the herald. But we have TP on Trundle, and we have Rumble Prio. Oh, we missed an opportunity. The play was known to be kind of sus, but we handled it well overall. Yeah, there wasn't a bad outcome. It's just, I don't know. I'm a systems guy. There's a lot of, like, gameplay concepts that I still need to flesh out. The bag wasn't fumbled. The bag was, like, we drew... Yeah, see, so I like what Sonic's doing a lot more here, like, while Deklo's back, like, warding or something. We're not trying to harass actively. We're just... Our priority is on this wave here, yeah? Do we have a Hawk Shot? Our Hawk Shot is fired. Zac is seen. Zac is now taking the Herald, and we know. Wave is secured. Okay. We're still... We're no longer, like, fully, completely weaker, I guess. The arrow was flying. We're opting into this fight. The arrow hits. The Rumble ult kind of goes wide. We'll take it. Excuse me. Okay, Rumble on a big spike with the Sork shoes. For a second. Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, so I mean, I guess if we're confident that the Ash Arrow is going to land, like, we should always fully opt into the fight, right? Yeah, no worries. He can always catch the bot and stuff. Based. The only real criticism I have of this, then... Well, first of all, this Herald should have been ours a while ago, but... Second, I don't like that we just invested the ultimate on, like, a steal. When I think we should... Like, I think we are literally supposed to ape out completely. I think the best way we can get coordinated is just... Oh, you're walking around long way, right? Right? You're walking around long way, right? Okay, good. No! You walk your fucking ass into that jungle right now! Okay. After watching that fight, I now wonder if, like, the best way to coordinate an IBS is to, on literally any objective fight, just kill champions. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I wonder how different the outcome of this is if Prisma doesn't care about Herald and just dumps his ultimate on everybody that we can see. Like, you're not... Are you doing it for vision? No, we see this. I think he actually is just trying to hit Set and Zac. But those aren't the champions you're trying to kill. Right? It ends up being Swain. Huh. Pierce the sky and punch the stars. I'm gonna write that like only jungle steals? Question mark. Everyone else fights? Question mark. I hate being so specialized as a systems guy. I'm really starting to regret it. I'm really starting to regret being so specialized into, like, itemization and runes and drafts, like... No, hang on. Okay, I just need to relax for a bit. So the reason I'm feeling insecure right now, I'm just going to level with you guys. The reason I'm feeling insecure right now is because there's a thing at the back of my head that just says, you should know this already. And then another piece of me that says, why? I haven't, like, VOD reviewed for specific situations in a long, long time. Like, why should I feel insecure about that? We're all learning together. That's the entire point of what we're doing. We have a Drake fight that has started spontaneously. It is off a lack of bot lane prio. We can't reasonably expect it to fight this, and so I'd be very happy if we did not rotate. I'd be very happy if we did not rotate. I'd be very happy if we did not rotate. I'd be very happy if we did not... And we lost our Ash Flash. We're now starting to come in together. Prisma's ults to steal again. This is very fightable if we have Rumble ult. We do have Seraphine ult for a choke. And it's a gorgeous Seraphine ult. Okay. So what happens here? I'm saying the whole time, like, I don't want to rotate in here. Why? Well, because our laners aren't ready to actually do something. If our call is to play for the fight after the Drake... Sure, but we need to be set up together, right? Because, like, the advantage you can gain over IBS teams is just doing things together more effectively. Because we're all going to be apes. Like, it is what it is. But we can do things, like, together. So what do we have? We have on two... if Sonic waited for Declo, and if Aiden waited fully for Prisma... Again, I dislike the steal, like, the ult for a steal. I think it's completely reasonable to wait for setup and to play for the fight. Because our fight is so dominant. Like, just... We burn, like, absolutely nothing if we have Rumble ult here, right? And I think Prisma's a little bit scared because he has high heat. He is just waiting for an opportunity. Like, he can't cast that many spells. Outcome is very good, but the setup is sloppy. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually going to just declare that a rule. I don't really want anyone trying to steal except for the jungler. Right. And what caused us to get into this situation? Oh, just random catch here. Escapes with W, or... You're at a choke now. No flash up. Ah. I guess that is the danger of running Rumble into like a actual range champion. I also wonder how much of this could have been avoided by just running to your tower. Because look how much extra time you get to be in the Swain ult for. Right. Yeah, no, you've already been hit by everything. What are you dodging by juking down here? You've already been hit by everything. There's no sense running this way. No, you're not running towards anyone. In fact, as far as you know, you're running into Zac. You're not, but... The Drake fight occurred, like, moments ago, but, like, who knows? Zac could have just sprinted up here, been here, like... Yeah, it's just a panic response. Oh, I have to juke. Oh, the skill shots. It's not up yet. Let's keep going. So, I mean, this is kind of a state we expect IBS to be in, right? You also had No, dude! Not... Prisma! Come on. Umbral nerfs coming in clutch. probably worth like sitting down and doing some lane fundamentals, like research of my own. Just remind myself. It's been so long since I've like properly played out a lane. So Sonic feels a little emboldened to actually contest the vision here because she has teammates behind her. The ult is good. The play is coordinated. We're all moving together. Good. Lovely. What was the catalyst for this play? Like, what actually caused it? Proper shove and roam. Proper catch tool. Good. Good. Yeah, Prisma loves Rumble. I'm actually surprised the Rumble made it through, right? Good. Lovely. Okay. Good, decent setup, decent execution. We like it. And then they're throwing a low-value Herald. We're completely fine with that. We're going to catch the whole wave. It looks like we're kind of fishing for a 2v2. I don't think that's super necessary, but I do like our jungler kind of hovering it just to make sure no dive can occur here. Oh, that's why we prioritized the early rumbles. Neat. Yeah, honestly, the only way we're going to do anything productive is if it's just, like, death recap. Like, why did someone die, right? Otherwise, there's too many variables, and I'm going to get overwhelmed. Like, oh, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Prisma does like ulting waves for fastbacks, and I'm kind of okay with that. I mean, as long as the fastback is successful, which it wasn't, but... Hey, wait, are you not basing? You have your mythic, don't you? Hang on, what's going on? What's all this then? What's all this then? We're gonna make a play around the Rumble that just uses ultimate? What's all this then? You're sacrificing your very favorable base just because your support is like maybe looking for an arrow? Okay. Don't tell me he dies. Yeah, okay, he doesn't. Okay, so... in Iron, Bronze, and Silver, random stuff is just going to happen. But if you make a decision that is guided by really good fundamentals, don't throw it away just to make something random happen. Because you know what I see when I see that ultimate Prisma? This is what I see. Look. I see a Rumble who is about to hit his Mythic Spike on a 1250 purchase, right? He doesn't want to base right here because he wants his Mythic. So he hits, I mean, it does end up missing because I think you're prioritizing Swain a little too much. You melt the entire wave and you shove lock him for a long time. There's 1:30 until the Drake. This is an excellent, excellent, excellent recall with your ultimate still up there. You have made a fundamentally good play. It's a good macro play and it sets yourself up for success. Awesome. So when your teammates start doing something completely random, but you can be absolutely sure that you just made like a really solid decision and need this recall, we can't let anything happen. We can't let anything interrupt that. That was smart and we lost the opportunity. So, like... yeah, no, it's just... because, like, what does this kill do for you? I know that's kind of an alien concept, because, like... I would imagine... I mean, you guys do have the bloodiest game record and the longest game record, so I know not killing someone is an alien concept. But, like, what does that kill do for you? See, now we have the latest possible recall before a Drake. Out of sync with Declo, who actually I'm very concerned is about to die to Nautilus Zac. Fortunately, does actually have the timing right. But, like, look, now it's completely dark. We're losing our bot prio. We have to reestablish mid prio with 9 seconds left. We are, like, reasonably set up. Sure, like, the outcome is fine, but... also, the Ashe doesn't have arrow for this. I do like that we're fishing for this. We see obvious numbers advantage, right? Okay. We see Zac behind us. Are we aware of this TP? We are aware of this TP. Trundle is continuing to split push. Okay, so when do we become aware of the TP? Okay, so I'm only seeing it on the map because it's red side fog of war is completely broken. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna match our Trundle? Are we gonna turn on Swain? Are we like what's? There's not a decision being made. Right. Hi, Ruff. It is iron, bronze, silver. So. And it's pretty clear. Yep. Yes, it is. So I'd be curious as to, like, what kind of communication is going on here. Like, obviously, Trundle is the weaker team fighter, sure. Maybe we don't want to opt into some volatility because, like, we're missing cooldowns. I mean, we're Seraphine. Seraphine has, right? Spectator, yeah, you all have cooldowns. But, like, you're walking forward. Like, two of us want to fight over here. One of us is concerned about this. One of us is here. Like, our Trundle is still just side laning, which I would argue is a bad decision because, like, we don't want to spontaneously lose control of, like, first mountain of the game, which is a high-value Drake. Like, we end up in this awkward choke where we can just be, like, I mean, hitting Rumble is not the end of the world. The Rumble with Flash. The Seraphine ult layered with the Rumble ult is, like, does it get eaten by Samira? I was opening magic packs, you fuck. It does get eaten by Samira. Yeah, it only hits Nautilus there. You're regrouping well. Like, Prisma's probably just going to flash over this wall eventually, right? Is the outcome actually good to this? There's no way, right? No, yeah, there's no way. There's no way the outcome is actually good to this. Trundle gets 850 gold, but, like, it comes at the cost of everybody and the Drake. Yeah, okay.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed. Blue team double kill.
Well, this is a classic IBS top lane moment. Like, it is. Okay, I'm gonna write down, like, the Rumble thing that we talked about earlier, just so I remember. If you make decision rooted in good lane fundamentals, be assertive to teammates. Was an active decision made on, like, any part of the Drake here? Yeah, unironically, where it ends up being fine in the end, like, but my point is, if you are like, I'm not going to talk about, like, the value assessment of losing this Drake or anything, because, like, frankly, we don't care about that. We're silver. I'm not going to talk about the value assessment of this, necessarily. You can make a genuine argument that, like, we can just allocate Trundle here, split push to victory, like, whatever. Set up around the Baron, like, whatever. It might not be a objectively correct decision, but it's at least on the same page. I'm curious to know what you guys were, like, talking about or thinking about in this moment, right? Like, what's our setup? What's our conversation? If we allocate Trundle to the top lane, like, we told Trundle to stay top, get tower, try tier 3, Herald is an exit objective. Okay, so you guys very deliberately did try to use Trundle as your win condition in this exchange. Okay, so that's good. But it also means like you have to realize how weak your contest is then. Like, you have stronger champions in gold value, but like, I mean, how much of your lead is Trundle? Like 2,000 of it. 2,000 of your lead is Trundle. And we know that in IBS, like, fights are random, and they, like, you just have to try to make the most of them, but, like, you can control kind of what fights start. So, like, the way I see this, if you guys are very deliberately playing around the Trundle, you guys need to find an exit. And the best exit is probably directly through Swain with Ash Arrow, right? And you maybe just try to kill him, and, like, you know, whatever happens, at least you blew someone up, and then it's a 4v4 at, like, the cost of one ultimate, because ideally Prisma's not spending Rumble ultimate. And then maybe when you're in this position, when you're in a more stable position, you can kind of reassess. It's like, okay, so we know we're playing around this. Do we want to take the 4v4, or do we want to take the push, or like what? But as played, like you made an active decision with your Trundle, and then kind of meandered, right? And I see that you tried to get out, but you tried to get out, like, I'm sure what ended up happening is it's actually, like, right now that you talked about Trundle pushing, and, like, that's fine. Like, it's probably right now, and right now you decide, right? But it's already too late. Like, you... And, like, it's shocking how close the outcome is to good. Like, if things just go a little bit differently, you can kind of see how, like, maybe a better Rumble ultimate, a better Seraphine ultimate, like... Right? So, you guys are going to make wrong decisions, and I want you to make those wrong decisions with pride. I want you to very deliberately make your decisions and then talk about them. Not like... Right? So make your decision around Trundle. That is your decision, and then...
Blue team double kill.
Hey, I know another team that could hear that advice. Maybe it's my team. I don't make decisions. I realize how hard that could be. But... Yeah, make wrong decisions with pride. As long as you talk about them. Commit to your decisions is basically what I'm trying to say, right? Yeah. We're immediately trying to duo a... Oh, wait a minute. We're trying to do this in response to the Drake because, like, it took so... Okay. The Faker of Iron 4! Yeah! That's the level of confidence we want! Woo! I actually do get a Herald out of the exit there, so... We'll take it. Now, it is kind of a low-value Herald at this stage of the game, but we don't care about value assessment. We're at Iron, Bronze, Silver. We're trying to draw them to us. Okay, so we spend our Herald with our Trundle off map. We're spending our TP to get him on map. This is... Okay, I actually do want to kind of teach you guys, like, a macro fundamental in this case, then. Because this is going to be, like, a common... This is going to be a common way to throw. And I just want you guys to watch out for it. Right now, we're pushing 3 lanes, right? We're allocated 1, 2, 2. What's the most likely thing that somebody's going to do to respond to that? Well, they're not going to necessarily care that your waves are pushed. The most likely response is just try to absolutely swarm one of these lanes, right? Usually the team that's ahead should be trying to play on 2 lanes, not 3. Like, you generate your slow push from, like, back here, shift towards, like, one of these jungle quadrants, take control of it, and then because you're IBS and the fights are random, having more people closer together is a good thing, but you're not grouped in an ARAM, you're grouped on a positive macro fundamental, right? So I don't really like that if our Trundle's up here and our Herald is spent, that we're still down here. I think these minion... Like, we don't... Like, sure, I would imagine Sonic's going to clear these, but then I absolutely want these two champions shifting towards the mid lane so we can play 2 lanes, right? And I think it is happening, but it's happening after the play, right? And now we're actually taking control of bot mid. And now, since we have control of bot mid, now our top lane split pusher is exposed. I actually am not going to be surprised if he dies here. Fortunately, he doesn't. The response was poor. But, like, you see where my concern is, right? Okay, so we're just going to kill Set now, right? So you do correctly identify that, right? Yes. Although... Trainer is definitely a little reckless here. Trainer has just experienced 4 people around him, right? Trainer has experienced 4 people around his lane as his team is now making a shift down towards bot lane. If we are preparing a 1v4 against their top laner, the natural response is that they're going to do the same to ours. So, opting into this fight here, like, just getting in his face and trying to take the wolves, the outcome is predictable. Like, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what's going to happen here. Like, and that is not a fun shutdown to give over. Okay, so you guys are still pushing, right? Still pushing, right? Prisma, what are you planning here? Are you just here to catch the wave? Because if you're just here to catch the wave, you do seem to be getting zoned off a little bit. Oh, we spent Deklo's TP? I guess we're concerned about Baron a bit, no? I guess we are concerned about Baron. I guess that's why we don't continue our push, but like... Yeah, because we've been playing bot mid for a while now. We've been playing bot mid, despite the... Because Trainer dies, there actually now is a threat of enemy Baron. We're almost surely concerned about that. We should be firing a Hawk shot at Baron, then. Yeah, but also, like, at the end of the day, okay, I think we should only be moving here because we're scared of Baron. If we have no concept that Baron could be getting taken, like, I'm down to lose, like, 3 CS mid to secure a bot tier 3 or tier 2 worth 850 gold, right? As our prize for killing Set. But I guess we are concerned about Baron, yeah. That was completely random, but we'll take it. Prisma's looking like he's trying to TP back in. Oh, yeah, I gotta leave our Diana now. Gotta leave our Diana. I like Trundle moving mid as though he's going to contest mid push to kind of make Baron a little more awkward. I do not like opting into the fight. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry, I forgot. This is an IBS top laner. You just stat check people. My bad. I forgot how this works. My mistake. I forgot how this game works. Like... Ah, but this is my lizard brain saying numbers bad. But we have like significant item advantage on Trundle. Oh my god, we have ridiculous item advantage on Trundle. Oh, never mind. Wait, yeah, level 14 to level 12, level 14 to 11, level 4. Yeah, okay, never mind. My bad. I'm wrong. Just... Sorry, this is the control player in me who plays scared and slow, and it's... This is the X factor that I'm missing. Okay, I do not think Trundle will get much further value with no subjugate from, like... I guess pulling them towards bot tier 2 is kind of funny. Don't you play Pyke? Yeah, but you see. I am brainless when I play Pyke. And I never go for the crazy plays. I just go for stray hooks. Like, are we actually losing the Baron because of the absence of Trundle now that I look at it? Only Steb. Sure. Okay, let's take inventory of our DPS, actually. Leandry's Seraphine, low damage champion. Poke Ashe, nope. Rumble, who will regularly overheat, okay. Diana absent. Ooh, this is our only DPS champ. This is our only DPS champ. He is required for Baron. And again, you can say that in hindsight, but I also, like, just now outlined the process that we could be thinking of to figure out who's necessary for Baron. Right? We're oversplitting. There's no need to split. Oh, no mana, Seraphine! Yeah, that's not good. So we lose the Baron. In exchange for... Hey, no, commit! You made your decision. Commit to it. Commit to your decision. Remember, if we're gonna make wrong decisions... Commit, like, no matter what decision you make, even if it's wrong, commit to it, and then learn from it. And then we're done, because... Oh, wait, the Baron hasn't been taken yet. We're not done. And... Okay, we're done. We're not getting the inhib. Wave is greedy. Wave is greedy. Zach Q? Oh, Zach Flash for some reason. And then you win the 1v1. But you don't... I think Swain is probably too strong at this point. Yeah, there's no longer a tremendous item advantage. You're the only person on the... Yeah, Trainer's like literally the only thing that the enemy team has to respond to. Okay, you don't have to look at your items anymore. Your items are fine. I don't mind your items. You have, like, 3 magic damage dealers. In fact, I actually wouldn't have minded Moonstone this game. Like, but I'm not going to tell you to build Moonstone because we want as many carries as possible at this level of play. And now we're just forcing them in their face. Sonic! 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 Get back in formation. You're an Ashe. Outcome looks amazing. But we have blown all of our spells on the tank line, and we would not prefer to push this fight any further, correct? Let's see what your decision is. Your decision is to chase. You're marking enemy stuff. Oh, yeah! That's what we're doing. Our decision is to push it as 5 into numbers, but without our big ultimates. Now, remember how I said in draft we're playing the higher complexity comp? The higher complexity comp requires those combos. I actually think there's a chance we could get wiped here, despite everything. Now, so far the poke's kind of landing. Ashe has the flash. We're not really achieving anything, though, right? We're too short-ranged. The only siege damage we have is our Ashe and our Seraphine. And now they have respawned. We're locked forwards. Trainer's dead. Did we stay to try to help him or be... Oh! Well, what was the possible follow-up to that? Hang on. Ashe has no mana. Seraphine has minimal mana. Diana does have ulti. The Rumble ult doesn't really hit. It is a very hasty Rumble ultimate. Right? That feels bad, yeah. I'm just seeing if there was even any point to firing it in the first place, right? Like... And I just don't think you guys have the tools you need to win this fight anyway. So I don't know why we're posturing for it. Like, if you can catch Set, no, he doesn't die. We have no tools. Like, yeah, okay. Damn. So, we had our Baron that we lost off Trundle not being present. We have that play where we were missing our tools. I'm trying to find, like, a heuristic for you guys where we don't have to be, like... We don't have to think of too many variables in the moment. We can just kind of think about a general rule and expand on it as we improve, right? I want to give you, like... You know those, like... Oh, wait, this isn't... Oh, uh-oh. Like, you know how in science class they give you those chemistry diagrams that are just, like, outright wrong, but they're good enough to understand the basics? Like, high school chemistry, they're like, yeah, we lied to you the whole time. Bohr-Rutherford, Bohr-Rutherford model, right? Of the atom, and it was just wrong. Like, I flashed it. Based. I'm trying to figure out if there's, like, an equivalent that we can make down here. Okay, so Sonic's, like, completely miscoordinated with everybody else, right? We're on a warding mission, but nobody is available to help you. Okay, yeah, new rule. We have a good one. The only person who should ever be doing anything solo is the top laner, and that's only if it's, like, a full macro decision. Otherwise, if we're trying to, like... Yeah, because this is just lost. Like, this is just... This is just a no patience sort of thing. Like, we're in the lead the whole time. I understand why you guys are upset now. Like, we are in the lead the whole time. But we're just, like... moving around so strangely, and we're just, like, stifling our own lead, right? And the team with more tools is having an easier time playing out the game, right? They're not playing a complex wombo. Like, they're not playing a very cooldown-reliant composition. They're playing a comp that just gets to keep... Like, they keep going. They don't run out of steam in a sequence as easily as you guys do. Okay, let's... Okay, I have a new thing. So, the way this team was supposed to operate is that I would be kind of in the background, and then you would send me plays that you wanted some advice on, right? The best way for us to do that is to, like, make an active decision together. So, like, we're about to make a play. We just take inventory with all of our teammates. It's like, okay, who feels like they can actually make this play? It's like, oh, I don't have my ultimate. I'm weak. Oh, I can't hit this turret. I'm melee. Like, oh, I can't, like... You know, let's go on this siege, right? If we asked everybody who can contribute to this siege, Rumble would say, oh, I can't. Diana would say, I can't. Trundle could say, I have Pillar, I guess. Seraphine would be like, I'm kind of And so then as everybody, like, says all of that, we would very quickly realize, like, taking inventory, I guess we can't do anything here. We just got our kills. We're done, right? Or it's like, who has DPS on this Baron? Seraphine? Oh, I'm Prisma? Oh, I'm high HP. Diana? I'm not there. Sonic? Not me. Trundle would be like, oh, I can. And then we'd be like, okay, let's Baron, right? But I guess it is kind of like a process of, like, inventory taking that we can develop. Where it's a very simple question of what we want to do next, and then every player can take very simple things. Prisma, I think you're rushing your ultimates. Just... And what, we get wiped here too? Like... Yeah. And at this point, we fully run out of steam. They're securing soul. Like, the tempo is just switched back. Trainer doesn't have an XP advantage. Sonic's walking forwards. Ms. 50-40. Hello? I think I've seen all I need to see from this one, right? Oh wait, no, Sai told me about something that she spectated. Is this the 2-minute Swain ult? Is this the 2-minute Swain ult? I want to see the 2-minute Swain ult before we're done with this game. That's minute 35. Ooh. Okay, let's skip ahead to minute 35. I'm not even gonna like talk about that one. Are we completely out of sync? Declo, Sonic? Yeah, there's nothing. We realize there's nothing we can do. It's just the kills, right? We gotta see the 2-minute Swain ult. Yeah, there's the Swain. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, so apparently I'm going to yell at people very shortly. So what do we do? Okay. Can we even say we're the team from ahead? I mean, Gold says yes, whatever. Still, principle of playing from 2 lanes. All right, we can slowly start to establish some vision here. I don't want you guys to panic. I don't want you guys to freak out. But I do want you guys to start leading towards your split pusher, right? Because this principle of 2 lanes, like, needs to be applied. Okay, it does look like, you know, this would be appealing because the IBS team that sends more resources to the fight faster is usually favored, and this seems like Trainer's buying a lot of time. Seems like it could be appealing. 1 spell misses, right? The Samira is absolutely about to generate a move as well. We see she's not shove locked. It's going to be an all-out brawl, okay? Rumble ult in the choke, okay, but it is solo ulting the Zac, which is not appealing. That looks like a Desperation Radiant or a misclick or something. It's kind of funny from our POV with no vision, though. Okay, what resources are exhausted? Just the Rumble ultimate. The Subjugate's down, Rumble ult's down, Ashe ult is down, but we still have Diana, we still have Seraphine. Something could still play out on this choke. Gorgeous Diana ultimate. Okay, it looks like something good. It looks like a good start, but like at the same time, Samira's primed to start free hitting. And Swain is a monster at this point. Look, oh yeah, okay. So, one player on this team was smart, right? One player was very intelligent and looked at the way that we drafted and said, that seems like an abundance of magic damage for some reason. So as it turns out, even though a lot of IBS players do not itemize properly into compositions like this, some of them do. And so we have to respect that, right? So we actually have a Giga-based Spirit Visage Swain. Our Rumble, which is one of our primary carries, is pretty... Actually, at this point, Rumble is the primary carry. We have a Seraphine, right? Rumble's tapped out. Let's just ask him. Yeah, he is here. It's looking reasonably okay. No, don't tell me this is how it plays out. No, don't tell me you had 4 kills and then just... No! 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 No subjugates, no DPS left outside of the Trundle. No Demon Flare. Oh my god! Okay, it's over, right? It's over, right? No! No! You won the game by not walking forwards. No! No, guys. Guys! Okay, he's losing soul fragments, right? He's... No! The Rumble ult comes out without setup. Right? Nautilus is here to actually start disrupting again. What do you guys see that you're just dueling a Nautilus for an inhib, right? Like, eventually. It's still going! Oh no! And let me guess, because they have a wave building up here, they just sprinted down mid? Dies to the eye? Yeah, he does. No! Oh, this is doomed. Okay. So obviously, because you guys were making fun of yourselves for that one, you don't need me to say a goddamn word. Patience. Patience. When Zonks and Trainer are both in the game, right, the big problem is a complete lack of patience. We don't have, like... We just... You guys... Yeah, you know what? Make reasons to fight. If you guys have reasons to fight, that's a step up. Right? That's not something that a lot of IBS teams take the time to generate. Remember, because no one, including you guys, have the fundamentals developed yet. Right? And that's fine. But we need reasons. The same thing as committing to our decisions, no matter if they're good or bad. We just have reasons to do something, take inventory of each other, then fight. Do we have a reason to fight Swain in his ultimate? Not really, no. It's when Swain's ultimate times out. Do we have a reason to fight him? Oh, yeah, we do. We get the inhib. Sweet. I actually kind of like that. Okay, so we're actually getting a little frisky here. We're actually playing for a flank. Rumble has a decent choke point, but I mean, you're going to struggle to pierce through the Mountain Soul at this point, especially with... Yeah, and I imagine we're about to see a Nautilus, like, rent spontaneous hook. Oh my god. Oh, Sonic jukes down. She really doesn't like getting hit by the eye. The Rumble ultimate, unfortunately, yeah, it just can't pierce through anymore, right? And I know Trundle is trying to itemize as a primary carry, but like... I don't know, are we not just better off, like, allocating our Trundle to a side lane and saying split pushing is strong and down here and... I guess we can't concede the Elder, and this is immediately after the throw, so... It's not even a point to talk about, right? This immediately follows the throw we just had, so Trundle doesn't have time to establish any priority in a side lane. Yeah. Oh, well. Well, that was funny. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so we've definitely got a foundation. Wait, Demonic Seraphine? Is that what I just... Ah, do I have to look back? Do we have to have a talk? Did the guy who just crit... Like... Alright. Oh... Fascinating. Yeah, does anybody want to talk about anyone in the game? Do you guys want to contribute any points or anything? Because I'm still just like... Again, remember, the point is we're trying to figure out our next steps, and we're trying to figure out... You know, what's our immediate priority to be working on, right? I'm not trying to get you guys good at everything. If you were good at everything immediately, you would be higher, right? Decap, anti-heal. Yeah, I mean, you're spec'd into very heavy utility, right? So since you're in such heavy utility, like I genuinely don't even hate Cosmic Drive. Like as weird as that sounds, because I don't think Cosmic Drive is like a generically good item, but in that context, as Seraphine, who is a very, very, very haste reliant champion, spec'd into utility, right? Leandry Seraphs is like the generalist, like mage core. I agree. Leandry Seraphs decap for damage. Yeah, so Rylai's is like a little bit overrated on Seraphine, especially since we do want to emphasize like having as many carries as possible. Like, look, you guys had 2 utility champions, 2 magical carries who run out of steam, and then like a Trundle who struggles to participate in team fights. So it's no wonder that like after your initial throw, right? It is overrated, but it's fine as like a 3rd or 4th item. It shouldn't be your 2nd unless you're like giga utility. Like I'm fine with it 2nd on support Seraphine, but that's because support Seraphine needs like anything she can get, you know? Let's take a look at the 2nd draft. Okay. What happened in the 2nd draft? We're going to try to speed through these games a little bit. I'm pretty sure this is your long one. I think we've already established like some of the main problems going on here. Blitzcrank from Iconic Devastation is the first pick. Right? He felt very utility. I get that. But in IB, look, again, we have this principle here, right? And I know, like, I know we have some people from Iconic Devastation here, too. Feel free to use some of this stuff. You know what? Fuck it. Anyone who's, like, coming here from the Aegis server, here's a video where I go over everything in this document right here. I think you guys might, I don't mind giving this to everybody else. We're all testing this, right? Right here. Here we go. This stuff should be common knowledge, right? So this stuff should become accessible to everybody. Key principles: amateur iron, bronze, and silver. I go over the whole document, and if you use it against us, that proves my hypothesis. So we're good. You know. But basically, what I said here, right? Where is it? Always draft multiple carries given that any random lane can collapse, right? The goal to improve beyond IBS is to improve our lane consistency, but because we're all actively still in IBS, we're not consistent. And so the more utility champions we have, the more threat there is for one of our carries to just spontaneously collapse. And then we're out of carries. So I do think Seraphine in this context should be opting for more damage and should be trying to, like, you know, because, like, what happens when Rumble runs out of ult? What happens when Diana no longer has an ult? Who is actually contributing throughout a fight there, right? It's got to be Seraphine. Yes, we can have an official cheerleader. That sounds good. So, how do we change things up this time? Well, first of all, we have a Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank first pick, so we're expecting, you know, very offensive lanes. Blitzcrank is higher value. Blitzcrank is higher value in IVS, but not to the degree that you would think, right? Blitzcrank is a fundamentally aggro champion, but cannot teamfight. If you get to an actual teamfight position, like, you don't want to be running aggro archetypes in IVS, you want to be running teamfight archetypes. So Blitzcrank is a good champion in lane, but if you can weather the storm, he will, like, you know, he's got the X factor, but he's not like a free win, right? We go straight back to our Rumble, which we now know is a contested pick. So I'm happy with that because we are prioritizing on red contested picks. We take the Misfortune right away. Oh, this is Skylin. Oh, gotcha. I get it now. Akali, so we are playing a Rumble into a committal melee. We're pretty happy about that, right? Jin to generate some shove, and then we take just the IBS Stomper of Set. I'm glad, you know, now that I know, we have the benefit of hindsight and know that this is actually going to be the support. Just what is that? We're not going to take our immediate counter pick because we're expecting the bans to go elsewhere, which is fine. We're just prioritizing a champion that dominates this level of play. I'm happy with that. You could make an argument that he should be going on B, like R1, R2, whatever, doesn't matter. Then we end up taking the Varus and immediately reveal that we're running the double magical lane here, right? Enemy picks the Nocturne Shen combo. So once again, they're trying to incite chaos and they're trying to get in our face. But this time we are... I suppose, like we're still putting all the onus on Varus initiation right now, but at the very least we do have, like, sets to... He can generate flanks, he can endure the chaos, like, he can... Right? Wow, someone beat Regdor. That's crazy. Hand in your cane, Regdor. So, again, we're not going to be too critical about sequencing here. There is a Misfortune support, and I've made my stance on Misfortune support clear in that I don't like it. But it is a Sonic special, it is Sonic picking comfort, and so I realistically can't complain because you are just supposed to play the champions that you know how to play. If you felt comfortable running it into Blitzcrank, who am I to say anything about that? It does contribute to a team comp archetype. Whatever. God damn it, you found out about that. No! No! Okay. So instead, we have to look at, like, what does our finished team composition do? It was fine to take Rumble early because it's a contested pick. It's great to take Set before the ban phase because we're expecting it to be banned because it's a high priority pick in IBS. Good. Varus is primary initiator again, but this time at the very least we do have the option to generate picks off Lilia's bowling balls, and we do have the option to find set flanks and stuff. This comp is definitely more cohesive, it is less purely defensive, but it does perform really well defensively, so best of both worlds. This draft is better, and this one I would be comfortable running. Right. So, what happened in this game? Yeah, because what is it? It's 5 comfort champions and the means to team fight, right? Great. Because matchups don't matter down here. We're fine. We are running Comet Varus. Okay, and we would only be running Comet Varus if we think we are going to literally... never be able to auto-attack the enemies. I will allow it. Right? You felt more cohesive in the second game? I'm not surprised. Skill point invested in base! Skill point invested in base! Nope! Okay, in this case, it's Lilia, who is never going to have anything different, so whatever, but, like, skill point invested in base! No, we catch that. Setup phase, right? Use your setup phase. That was an accident. All good. Okay, Prisma once again. Okay, this is an immediately actionable bit of feedback, right? Immediately actionable, so you barely even have to think about it. During your setup phase, you definitely need to not be standing under your turret. You need to be contributing to your team's information. And so you need to be either guarding this entrance, or you need to be, like, together, like, clumping in a bush to anti-invade, or something. Like, you need to be doing anything that isn't just standing here, right? And that is an easy fix. You can... They end up doing the Blitzcrank thing, which we should be expecting, and we clearly do, because we have wards everywhere. This ward does absolutely nothing, and I hate it, and I'm upset that it was placed. Oh, but it seems to have been placed because we just lost our Lilia Flash and we expect them to stay in here and want that information. And we can't push deeper for this, right? Okay, it's fine. It's like, it's an okay ward. It's okay. Although Prisma should now either be moving to counter ward over here with Trainer, or should be, like, now clumping with everybody else so that we can continue defending this, right? Also, if you really felt nervous about this, you could kind of see if you're getting full pushed out, and then as you're about to get pushed out, like, ward from here into here, but, like, that's such a minor thing, whatever, right? It's okay. I still don't love it. It is, in hindsight, wasted. This exposes you, the trainer, this exposes you to, like, some Tribush cheese, which I sincerely doubt Shen would do. But I guess he feels obligated to stand here because Prisma's not covering anything. But, like, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna speed through this one. If any of these players want to talk about their laning fundamentals, we can go into that, like, more specifically. It's just when I'm reviewing for a full 5, it's not really a productive use of time, you know? Okay. What's happened? Are we contesting shove? Like, are we contesting Blitzcrank here? Level 2? About to hit 2? Yeah, we're Sonic. We're walking up again. We're clicking forward. I know you like to press W and just... This is your bad habit. This is your #1 bad habit. You always click forwards for completely unnecessary damage and get, like, completely... In fact, you even almost flashed into that. Like... I just need you to be, like, I need you to devote a little bit. You don't want to review too hard because you're not in main role, but it's going to happen on AD carry anyway. It does happen on AD carry too. Like, we're not going to review you too hard. I need you to be mindful of, like, when you fish for those sorts of things. Okay, we're using our superior level 1 to 3. We're generating push. Let's see how trainer responds to it. In the early game, we're now aware that we have to, like, detect shenanigans. Search for shenanigans. Prisma, you're now level 4, crashing wave number 4 with no vision. Do you see where Lilia is? I know it's an enemy Nocturne, and so it's unlikely that you're getting ganked right now. But you still need to take actions to keep yourself safe, right? It was a slow push. Like, it's still not crashed on 4 because you guys have been trading a bit. Like, maybe now is an opportunity to place a trinket ward here. Maybe you can just, like, take the risk and full shove and then rotate towards top side. Like, take the ward. You can lean bot. Like, right. But it's one of your Giga autopilots. So yeah, the long-term thing is to become more aware of where you need to lean. Like, you need to start developing your awareness of likely enemy jungle position and lean to the opposite side. But that's a little more advanced than right now, and since we're still working on autopilot, it's going to overload your mental stack to try to work on that. So it is, like, instead, you do need to just get more mindful about wards. Especially since we're expecting shenanigans and things to not play out properly, the solution is just wards, right? Don't rely on tracking yet, just wards. So right now, you also had another great opportunity. What was the point of your shove? Did you have a point of your shove? Because right now, it seems like, no, you didn't actually accomplish anything. You just, no, we spontaneously had a top lane kill. Oh, no, honestly, kind of based. If you... Oh, that was handed on a silver platter. Don't remember exactly. Totally fine, just brain thinky, right? Brain thinky. Brain thinky's my problem too. Look, I'm about to read a book on autopilot after this. I'll let you know how it goes. If it's a good book, I'll recommend it. I think Sonic can, like, reasonably be expected to get out of here. Or can at least pull Jin away as we, like, commit to both sides. See, because what I think happened is that, like, Declo kind of got baited by just Sonic being in danger and didn't think to prioritize, like, finishing off the Blitzcrank and then taking his duel. But he doesn't even win the... I mean, Palm, right? We have Palm. Do we have Overheal? Oh, we're on Comet Biscuits. That's right. I forgot. Wait, we're taking Palm. So we have Monoflow, which isn't online yet. Right. Doi. Yeah, I just don't know for sure if that's like... Now that I'm seeing your condition after killing Blitzcrank, like... My forecasting on what would happen afterwards is kind of off. Is this Heartsteel set? Is this Heartsteel set? Okay. Okay, that's fine. I do not like itemizing in a way that just runs out of damage. Especially for being so bold as to take Ignite Top. But... Hey, am I zoomed in? Oh. Guess I am. By a lot. It's not... I think it's so... So yeah, this is no information at all. And it's just Flash Burn, right? Ah! It is Flash Burn, but now in worse condition, and we have to base. Or Akali could just not contest us. Well, Akali couldn't contest us, but Nocturne's not going to contest us, and neither is Blitzcrank. A lot of random events in the early game. That's okay. That's okay. Again, we're not going to like go too in-depth on anything in particular, especially since I'm still trying to figure out how to navigate around unpredictability in the jungle. You guys have to remember that I was never much of a solo queue player, and so I struggle with this sort of thing. We have pinged off our Lilia, so we're not even trying anything crazy there. That's totally okay with me. Although, the situation... Yeah, because what ends up happening is... This is boarded. Lilia, you're not going to find a successful gank. Okay. Bot lane has disappeared. Okay. How long has it been since their last recall? Has their bot lane been tracking that? Let's see. Contesting the Blitz hook there. Okay, so, like, it's been a while, and, like, no it hasn't. They've just lost resources fast. They have just come fresh off a recall. They're not going to be recalling. Shenanigan detectors, right? Shenanigans are afoot. Shenanigans are absolutely afoot. The ward was just placed. I'm pretty sure it was called that the enemy bot laner rotated. Okay, so... And if it was... Then we need to immediately call off our jungler, and, like, it would be considered jungle's fault, right? Yeah, because we can't even see the Jin W through our red side Fog of War bug. But... Shenanigans are detected as we're calling the shenanigans and someone dies to it anyway. That's on them. If we're not calling the shenanigans, that's on all of us. That's fine. And it's not even like an objectively wrong play. It's actually a completely reasonable idea for Blitzcrank to start taking ownership of the river. Right? So we're calling them shenanigans, but they're not all random. Jin Flash, worth. Oh, close. Nice try. I don't love contesting with our mid in this... Oh, wait, their Nocturne is like 2 HP. Never mind. I was about to say, I don't love contesting with our Nocturne in this condition, but, like, alas, he's, like... Nocturne is visibly 2 HP, so I'm... Prisma... Good. Oh, except I didn't factor in that it's Jin, but tragically, he failed to aim, so. Sonic's dead. Whee! Okay, let me ask a question. How many of you guys are, like, actively trying to think through your decisions? There's going to be a lot of things where we're just going with the flow, but how many of us feel like our default is just going with the flow? What decisions are we thinking of and when? Like, are you guys thinking about your waves? Are you guys thinking about your trades? Are you guys thinking about your safety? We try to, but it's hard. Like, that's one of the big pitfalls of League of Legends. Okay, so this is another one of those tempo shoves for a recall, right? So you're taking your recall immediately afterwards, right? Right? Like, League of Legends has so many variables that once you start learning one thing, another thing takes your attention, and then by the time you go back to the first thing, it's like, oh, I've degraded because I wasn't working on that actively. Right? Oh, God! Why think when you can thonk? Hey, Prisma didn't base. Hey, Prisma, why are we shoving... oh my god, wait, no, are you gay? Hold on, hold on. Wait! No, he's actually based as fuck. No, Prisma, instead of doing what I thought he was doing, which was a tempo shove to recall, he literally ulted to fix his wave state to prevent any possible freeze from Akali. Nah, he's based as fuck. No, that's actually... He reset his wave and made it safer for him. So now it's a neutral wave that he can get... No, that's based as fuck. No, Prisma has a promising future once he, like, snaps out of some of the funnies. Right. Ah, Leandry's misfortune. Might detest it. My beloathed. No contests here. Careful. Just, again, like, little things there. Like, careful. You're intending to let her push back, no? Trainer is... Is this minion disadvantage? Yeah, Trainer's fighting in minion disadvantage here into Shen W. And so that's just, like, very, very fundamentally a poor decision. Especially since, if you had your HP, with this pushing back into you, if you genuinely think you're stronger, and you are, you have the opportunity to freeze on him, right? Yeah, Trainer. Decla survives this, no? Well, the ulti for poke I don't necessarily mind. That's funny. Flash and heal are both up. Yeah, you absolutely have the summoner spell resources to live this, right? Yeah, I just... So if you flash right here away from the Nocturne, regardless of what's happening to... Yeah, but if you flash immediately, right? That's my point. Then you never get feared, then you never have to expose yourself to all this damage. You do flash into 4-shot ult. It's very sad. Yeah, so it's just like... Because when you think of, like... I'm an AD carry. I've just been jumped by Nocturne, right? Nocturne, sure, he hasn't used his Q, so he does have some move speed. But, like, you have your own speed resources. All that you need is to not get feared by Nocturne. and he will struggle to maintain like melee range. Yeah. But that's all good. That's and then Sonic dies too. And I think the exhaust came out really fast. Yeah, it did. But it actually came out during the time when Nocturne couldn't auto-attack you, which is the funniest part. Which I will criticize you on, Sonic, because you're an AD carry player who will be using exhaust. Bleed on my paper? What? It's weird. That's a... Okay. Spontaneous blood stain on my paper. I don't know where it came from. It's a little disconcerting. But... Okay, we have a drag spawning in 30. We have the means to shove both of our waves. Prisma doesn't need a base, has ultimate. Our bot lane is missing ultimates. It is second Drake. It is still technically a lane phase Drake. TP is used. We have a Herald to distract them with. Where's our Lilia going? Hey, 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 what's up, what's up, what's up? Where's our Lilia going? Herald to pull attention away. Completely isolated invade from Prisma right now, which is a little bit spooky. They're actually attacking Jhin. We're losing our mid prio. I mean, I think if we're going to do our early setup, such that we can all be here on spawn, then we have to all be here on spawn, and it has to be a burn call. There's no value in killing Jhin here. You guys have all the DPS in the universe. We have Leandry's Lilia. We have Rumbleburn. We have, like we're actually just, watch, I'm going to turn off Fog of War. We're giving them time to set up. That's all we're doing. And, like, at the end of the day, you guys were close to executing on it, but, like, this play could have gotten a lot scarier than it was. Because now we can't maintain our mid here. Oh, but she's going to get away during the overheat. See, and, like, actually, I'm surprised that Blitzcrank didn't try to take space more aggressively, right? I think this Blitzcrank could easily have punished us for that. Okay, I see what's missing. I'm gonna be doing a setup on, or like a study on Drake setups very shortly. I'm gonna be doing a study on Drake setup soon, and I just want to involve you guys in that at some point. Hi, Paradox. This is IPS. This was a match played in the ASL last night. Oh, I think I watched this part, actually. Like, this occurred immediately after my scrims ended. Yeah, I watched this part. And then promptly tuned out. Right. Okay, a bit of miscoordination on the Lilia going in, right? There's no feasible way to keep our Varus alive in that choke. Sonic is just playing max range to contribute some cover and fire, right? And realistically can't move in. Oh, God. So I'm confused as to why Senna isn't being played. It's because she got half the durability update. Senna got half of the durability update rolled back. And so she's actually just kind of volatile right now. She's better farming. Like, she's pretty good farming souls off melee supports, but it's like... And she can win poke wars, right? It's just... It's weird that we're defaulting to Caitlyn before her, and she also doesn't shove as well as some of these other range supports. But, like, that's pretty much it. She's just really susceptible to getting killed. More so than some of the other AD carries. I think she should be seeing more play, for the record. But that's the reasoning. Mid-game. I think Varus is okay, and I think of the new age, I think Kallista's the best. She definitely scales better, right? But when the name of the game is just pure, raw laning, I guess her reach is not quite as like, it's just a number of like little factors like that. I think people also just got it in their heads that Senna's bad, and like that's like whenever your conclusion on something is X is bad, that's a dangerous conclusion. You're not taking away like anything useful, right? Okay, so our jungler is okay. So I would like to point out just like a thing here. Prisma is beginning to roam towards bots, right? The problem is, you guys are not going to be able to pick up on this right away, but it's a good conversation point where you can talk to each other, right? Declo's being pushed in. Sonic, like which is a fine situation to be in, right? Sonic is like wandering around here, but look where Lilia is. When you are moving your Rumble when you are moving your mid laner towards the opposite side of your jungler, you're always at risk of a 4v3. Always. Especially if you don't know where the enemy jungler is, right? We should be definitely concerned about trying to push forwards with Lilia technically off map, right? And then that's obviously not like a macro issue, but yeah. Came to the conclusion that she's bad, but also isn't bad. Look, I basically one-tricked Senna for the first half of Season 12, like, which was technically before the durability update came out, and like she technically wasn't broken at the time, but like, I don't think she's bad at all. I just think she's vulnerable. That's it. Like, she's just a little vulnerable. In fact, we even saw a Senna Cho'Gath in Knuckle today, like, which is based. I love it. She's not bad. I actually have her, like, okay, I was going to say Zyra tier. Yeah, I have her, like, roughly, yeah, so in my own tier lists, I don't use letter grades, I use words with descriptions, right? She's in respectable tier. Which means, I'm going to pull up the exact definition. Theoretical Senna is in respectable tier, which means that she is a champion that has good output but expensive or disproportionate input, or too many gates, or just average output. Right? I think Senna's output is good. She's good output. But she's like a little bit gated by her durability, and that's really it. She has like a significant gate. And then the mana gating too can be a little. But we should check her. No, we should check her again after 13-1B. With mana buffs to everyone. And option to IE rush. Like, that's a support who can Infinity Edge rush and isn't hindered by its cost, right? Kinda funny. Quick Blades? Oh, that's awesome. No, I love that. But then you run very, very, very quickly. Bop, bop. I do too. Just the perma Qs. Yeah. There's a lot of fun off builds for Senna. Okay, so we have very little priority around the bot lane, and we have a set. Okay, set's basically preventing Shen from entering that fight. There is nothing happening around that Drake, right? How many Farsights do we have? What are we trying to set up? Oh, we actually now know with absolute certainty that Akali is topside and has lost the fight. Okay, so what are we doing with it? We're getting mid-prio, right? It looks like we're trying to take bot now. Okay, I'm down with this. Okay, what do we have any vision? Okay, so our jungler has warding totem already. Fortunately, the enemy bot lane has forgotten how to watch their map, and so they are going to die. They're both going to die. QR from Lilia. Yep. Beautiful. This Drake is secured. Set should go mid. But he won't. Okay. It is correct for Sets to go mid. Okay, so what do you need a recall for? You need a recall for 1,600 gold. Valid. In that case, Prisma should match the recall. Ah, but now we're... you see? This is taking inventory. This is the same problem as last game. Let's take inventory. Okay, we want to push deep into the enemy jungle. Who is capable of that? Declo says, got too much gold. And if you guys were really paying attention, you'd say, and there's 40 seconds until Drake, so anyone who needs a recall should take it now. This is our cutoff, 40 seconds. Prisma, on hearing that, would say, you know what, me too. I'll take my recall. Lilia would say, oh, yeah, you know what, me too. We'll just drop like an exit ward, like right here at best. But no, because we didn't take inventory, we got into a fight. When you guys just achieved so much, right? Yeah. Or the people who are... So we are taking inventory, but some of us aren't listening then, and that's another problem. Prisma is probably going to be willing to spend his TP, but we're pushing forwards again. Look, we don't care about this Akali. You killed Nocturne, right? We don't care. And again, our top laner is over-splitting when he should be exerting pressure here instead. But this is aggression without reason. We need reason. Remember, we need reason. Declo's about to get back, and he is strong, but the tier's not stacked. That's a wild ultimate. That barely missed, and it would have been a good, decent outcome if it hit. Okay. You think there's a case to shove one, maybe two waves top and then go mid? Maybe, because I would be okay with that. We could double check and see if there was a wave stacking top to begin with. My setup knowledge can be kind of lacking because I'm too much of a systems guy. I'm way too much of a systems guy, I've learned recently. Yeah, so that my problem as a player that I've discovered is I spent too long studying runes and itemization and draft, and now I'm really good at those when it comes at the cost of being very poor on like actual in-game setups and like actually processing information fast enough, and it's my next steps. So maybe you're right, Paradox, but I'm also trying to drill into them the principle. We don't want to worry about those variables right now for IBS players. I'm trying to drill into them the principles of, like, moving together, playing two lanes, right? And I just do not trust that we can... I do not trust that we can take into account all of the variables necessary to decide to take that one wave mid. Or top, rather. We want to reduce complexity as much as possible down here, remember? Okay, either way, we have a really, really, really awkward lane assignment right now. So, let's see how this forms. Immediately after the Drake, which was secured by us, Declo starts trying to generate a wave here, realizes he's probably in danger with no coverage, is waiting down here. Okay, but we shouldn't really care about like this extra wave, right? If you made the decision to back off, right, you're committing to your decisions, right? And we absolutely need our Varus like rotating towards here. And look, this is also synced with Set coming out of base up top lane, but Set seems to really like top lane. He doesn't want to leave. This is his home. This is time for a lane swap. You should base and go mid, or you should just walk mid. Walking mid through all of this is really high risk. I think you should base for the sake of just syncing up with your team, right? Because, like, this little amount of CS is not going to matter. And so we end up in this really awkward lane assignment where, like... I mean, I don't know why they're doing this, too. This is shenanigans. Now we have our jungle bots who actually do feel, or jungle support who do actually feel a bit empowered to invade, although they have to be mindful of Akali and they have to be mindful of Shen, and that ultimate was crazy. But we are at least, even with scuffed lane assigns, taking over the correct spot. I don't like this ward. I don't like this ward right here. I like this ward right here. That's my favorite. Only the craziest. So now we do end up in an awkward 4v4 situation, and Varus is now shifting mid. But the problem is, like, something random has already begun. A Blitzcook has landed. And he almost dies. But now our Rumble ult, so he does die, as a matter of fact. So now with our numbers advantage, I mean, and the difficulty shoving here, I would imagine we're actually super comfortable to, like, set up around the Baron, like, prepare a turn, maybe check in for a burn opportunity. We could set top to push and start actually generating some pressure there. If we're A-ramming, we're assuming they're going to make a really bad mistake. It looks like we're trying to send a Rumble toward top lane right now. That's why we picked Jhin to R the way, of course. Yeah, but basically, I don't like that we're A-ramming right here because we have a composition that cannot siege very well. 3 melee champions, and so Varus must be able to hit this, Misfortune must be able to hit this. Right? We do have sets who will murder. Yeah, exactly. So we can start playing for this one, right? Basically, what we did here, is we just like we tried to idiot check them too much, right? We basically just started. Also, Aiden should never be entering bot side because that's just we want to play for this, right? Somebody has to answer this. Somebody has to answer this. If we keep going, right? So I suppose you're seeing if they're going to give up waves, right? Like, that's okay, I guess. But, I'm trying to make sure that you guys are asking each other questions and making active decisions. But what you did is you let the opponents drive this. You said to the opponents, it's like, hey, let's see if they make a mistake. Are you guys going to make a mistake? And when they said no, you guys said, okay, our sequence is done. But your sequence didn't have to be done, you see? Like, Trainer's itching for a fight. Like, we're just scattering to the 4 winds right now, and unfortunately we didn't manage to get very much out of that when we could just make set unkillable. And see, now we have a 1 champion on recall. We're like, it's gonna be very difficult to. Okay, so now this will eventually become okay if we can stall, but Set has ultimates. We're waiting for Lily. You know, it's going to be a good outcome. But we don't want to let them drive the game. Remember, IBS plays poorly reactively. We don't want to let them drive. We want to drive. Oh my god. Okay. Hey! Oi! Oi! I don't care! I don't care! Go! He always is, and we're trying to do something about that, right? So, Trainer plays for violence, and we have to do something. Like, look, this is a fucking 1v4. And when we check the levels, you know, yes, you're 13 to 10 to 9. Sure. You get hooked in. Sure. There's another 13 right there. A champion who actually matters. But, like, yeah, it's C champion, kill champion is what's happening here. That Akali is based. Yes, right team. Right team is our team. Although we've got some left team here, too. True and real. A level 13 champ here to kill our level 13 champ? Wow. Why do we have Rumble Lilia? Because we're working with limited champ pools and substitutions. And also that literally doesn't matter in IBS as long as you have physicals to balance it out. Right? remember, we're working with silver players who need to be playing comfort. It doesn't matter. It's not even gold. Like, MF and Rumble also demolishing them in sleep. Yeah, so I mean, I'm telling them basically, as long as you guys have a reason and like some synergy points between your champions, and you don't end up in a position like last game where we did have 3 AP and our only physical was realistically Trundle, as long as we're not in that position again, we're okay. Right? Also, at the same time, it's like, you say this, but Lilia is one of our sustained match. So even in a theoretical level, Lilia is one of our sustained magic champions and is utility heavy. And what champion is actually itemizing for magic resist here? The worst case scenario is like Nocturne Maw and like eventually Shen MR, but Shen also has to contend with his direct lane opponent permanently. And so they're really like they do have limited MR options. So because it's specifically a DPS champ in the jungle, that would be okay. Where was Rumble in your AP drafting video? Solo laners don't always need to be solo AP. It's predominantly the junglers that impose that restriction because they're expected to carry on less income. Right? Rumble would be a champion who, like, I mean, he's obviously one of those champions who, like, appreciates being the sole source of magic damage because he does so much goddamn damage. And that's really all of his output. But... Right. And he has this... Yeah, he has the shred, too, right? He has the shred. It's not like a huge shred, but it's enough that I ran Rumble Seraphine bot. Very disrespectful, you know? So I'm not going to criticize them, like, heavily for this one at all. Misfortune build kind of cool, to be honest. I mean, unless... let me just... Misfortune build a bit less cool. It's literally only stacking on ultimate. I guess auto attacks, too. I guess the ultimate's, like, okay. No, but Deklo's also doing hybrid and... Blah. Okay, what's going on here? What's going on here? Let's check our setup. Okay, you know what? Setup is reasonably okay, but I also think we're rushing it a little bit because we could bring our we could wait for our sect because this red buff's not at any risk of dying immediately. It's clearly you guys are clearly intentionally, like deliberately invading for a red buff, and I'm fine with that. But then what's the, like we hang our misfortune over here. You guys ever played chess? Like, don't hang your pieces. Okay, that Nocturne goes without a dive partner. Which... Because our poor Akali is in no state to follow that up. Right. Valid. I mean, I guess what else are you going to build? Like, Demonic on a range champ? So... Yeah, because, like, ultimately, if he's stride with Shen... Oh, he's Eclipse, too. If he's stride with Shen ult... I think, realistically, he still needs the dive partner of Akali to dive into that many people. Right, because, look, I mean, if I'm Nocturne and I see my Akali has no shroud and no weight into the fight right away, and she is my piece that has to go in with me to buy time for Shen, right, then I'm not doing this. Like, you know, chunked out, too. It's just too much. Yeah, see, there was the Shen ult. I wish I could get to work on one of my next archetype videos, but, like, I just have more pressing priorities. I want to do dive comps very soon. Fair. Okay, so what's the setup here? You guys are gonna... Right, that's fine. Okay. Get a little bit more mid-prio. Set is at worst going to experience a 2v1, which we can accept. Pulling everybody to Drake. And even though we could optimize it further by keeping one person here, we're going to keep it simple. And we're just going to use the tools that we need confirm something like that, right? We're not going to be like super specific on waves. Wow. Wait a minute. Okay, so this is a mistake. This is a mistake. We should never be trying to attack Shen here. Do I think Shen gets top turret? Even if he does, we're fine with that. If Shen gets this turret, that is of no consequence to us. Because what's going to happen if we're still pushing and Shen, who has no ultimate, is stuck up here, we're either going to burn his TP, or, like, I mean, tier 1 is irrelevant at this point. Tier 2s are favorable. If he stays and pushes for the tier 2, which is actually a valuable prize, then we're probably knocking on their tier 3s. Remember, we have tremendous numbers advantage right now, like with Jhin dead. And... Yep, exactly. Paradox is right. And see, as played, now we've exposed our Lilia to retaliation. Because we wanted to kill Shen. And we didn't. We didn't kill Shen. Shen escapes down here. So. And then, again, you know what that means. This is a big principle. Now we're the team who's ahead trying to play 3 lanes. And that's not okay. This is the natural response to a team who is behind gets their 1 lane. We get our 2 lanes. And we're going to make sure we're getting so much more on our 2 lanes than their 1. When he gets to here, if there's nothing more to get, then we would have Set answer this. But because we're going to have more to get, because we're so far ahead, we need to keep pushing this, right? Yeah, playing 3 lanes is not going to happen. We're trying to play 2. This is cringe. I understand the rationale, but Nocturne's core stats are HP and attack speed, not lethality. Like, Nocturne is such a fake assassin. This is a bruiser champ. You're allowed to buy this 3rd if you're like Stridebreaker DD or Stridebreaker Sterix or Stridebreaker Maw are online. Yeah, we don't want to. It's okay if they're getting a little bit there. Poor Puffin. Is this Horizon Sonic? Okay, she's cooking. She's cooking. She's cooking something on this misfortune. Trainer. Okay, your team is completely off map and they're coming to your position. What incentive do you have to fight them? You don't have one. Now, thank goodness this is the outcome. But on principle, because we don't have specifics down, we can't know we're gonna win that. And then I assume it's just a push damage at this point, right? What are we backing off for? No, guys, it's completely okay to get inhib on those death timers. We're not exiting a Drake. I guess we're exiting their camps. I think that's actually a pretty major mistake in terms of Baron setup. We don't need to deliberately leave that up because there is an objective to claim off of it. It's not a jobless inhib. And this is just unfortunate, like... Classic Blitzcrank moment. Are we Eing in advance? Visionary Misfortune? Your E grants vision, right? Just a bit rushed. We didn't take the time to get our mid-prio. We didn't move in, like, at the appropriate time, you know? We're still probably gonna win something here, because, like, this Rumble flank is monstrous. And the set could realistically be moving, and should be moving at this point if we're calling and opting in for the fight here. Whatever, now he's just gonna commit to the sides, the outcome is fine. Now you're just on stopping bases. Deklo scared of Puffin, makes sense. Akali no ulti though. dumbass. With the Prowler's Claw, you fucking... Yeah, we need to use our Prowlers active here. Alright, let me watch it again. Let me watch it again. Wait, no, you're based. Oh, I didn't even notice the channel. No, you're based. You're based. You're based. Nah, you're based. Never mind. I apologize. I'm an idiot. I take back everything I've ever said. My bad. Nah, you're based. I just thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, but it was actually correct. And now we're closing out on these death timers, right? Because we're not afraid of Jhin because we still have set ult, right? Okay, yeah, we're just gonna pop him. Okay, lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah, we need to bring everyone together a little more. Like, I'm gonna run to the washroom. I'm gonna get myself some water, guys. I'll come back for game 3. But I think I have a very clear idea of some individual things to work on and some team things to work on, as well as my next core area of study. You know, it's been way too long since I've heard the Cassante theme. Let's put it on. Okay. BRB. Not losing my voice today. All right, fellas, what happened? What happened in this one? Okay, so the Rumble is immediately taken away as a contested pick now. Did you guys flex Karma? Did you guys flex Karma? Yo! Hi, Zeknel. Yep, the team on red side. This is one of our teams. They're flexing Karma! Beast! And then they're taking the priority set, who is one of the best champions in IBS format, right? Totally fine. The response is a Viego Volibear. And then your response to that is Lilia. Now, I guess you're also just trying to... I haven't looked into it in a very, very, very long time. Okay, so we're running the Comfort Lilia again, because again, we're swapping our roles around. We have substitution jungle sort of thing. And I don't really know what's in pool for that. So if you guys are concerned about being pinched on bans, fine, Lilia on 3. We're all good, whatever. We then take the Varus again, because it's been working well for us. It would work with the Karma that we have. Like, we have our lockdown, we have our necessary... but then in this one, yeah, so... Can we... Initiators are required and a team fight comp must be drafted. We have that. The response is Leona Kaisa, and so we decide that Karma would be valuable into the Leona Kaisa to defend the Varus, so we pick Ziggs into mid, and we just get as much value as possible holding that, right? And now that we have this composition of Set, Lilia, Ziggs, Varus, Karma, our catch tools are, I mean, we have Satchel, we have Varus Ultimate, we have Lilia E, we have Set Ultimate, but realistically, the only, like, proper pure engage outside of those catch tools is our Varus Ultimate. Would we judge that to be enough to drive the game forwards? Because in IBS, look, see, Iconic Devastation understands this. In IBS, initiators are required. They actually have, like, a melee support. They have a sort of run-it-you-dive volley bear. Right. Our set has, like, range limitations. That's basically my only question. Other than that, like, you guys can team fight. Your comp kind of relies on making space yourself. A little bit, yeah. You guys actually do have to get the pushes. It is, again, higher complexity than... Let's see if we can find the others, right? It is higher complexity than... I mean, I guess this one's about the same, no? This one's about the same. It just has, like, Misfortune Slow utility. It has Rumble Ult Catch. It just has a few more catch tools than this one does. Because, like, Karma's not doing the same as Misfortune for catch. Which sounds stupid, but it's true. Although, again, you do have initiation tools, and your team is very good at receiving the enemy team, and so, in that case, you guys can be sort of like a pseudo-defensive thing with the catch tools required to play at this elo, and we're okay, right? We're okay. That's the wrong button. We're okay with it. It's okay, but we probably could have... Was there a better pick than Ziggs? I don't want to pick Ornn into Rumble. Right. Do you find any hard distinction between catch and pick? Catch and pick, yeah, no, they're very similar. They're synonyms. Like, catch and engage are different, though, right? We have limited pools, right? We're operating under... Every one of these players, we have hard capped. There's 7 champions in their pools. We have hard capped. We're silver, right? I'm not going to leak the list. I'm just going to check. I'm going to check. See if there's anything I like better. How much overlap are there? Is there not much by design? But I'm looking at... No, if you guys had Zonks, technically the pool would have been like, whatever. I'm not looking too much. But basically, yeah, it's just be careful because you guys do... Again, you guys do have to play cleaner than your opponents to win this game. And we can't guarantee that that's going to happen, right? In this matchup, Declo, I am completely okay with you running Hail of Blades instead. I think you do get the opportunity to auto-attack people. And it would actually be very important for counteracting their trades. I know Triple Comet is funny. Okay. What's going to happen this game? So actually, for Flannel Ethereal, I am completely disconnected from them on game day on purpose. They have to manage their drafts themselves. They have to manage their mid games, like between games, like their strategy and all that themselves. I have scrims at the same time as them, but also I don't want to introduce biases, and I just want to see organically what happens with them if they're trying to follow our IBS principles, right? Without me, like, cracking down on everything, right? Because everyone in ranked play. That's fair. Yeah. So this game happened yesterday. And this is game 3 of the series. and it's 1-1.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Viego is like acceptably set up on their team, so we can be like a little bit afraid of that, but yeah, but Hob is also not. Yeah, at least come. Hob is also just an offshoot of lethality stuff, right? Okay, we're gonna turn off. We're gonna turn on Fog of War again. Once again, both junglers starting bot side, which is to be expected. Right. Hard memers and toxic assholes. Well, we'll see what happens next split then, Zeknal. Just stay in the loop. We'll see what happens. Right. And AP Varus, yeah. But we're not playing AP Varus with the compositions that we've been drafting lately. So I think what ended up happening here is like, okay, so basically, the only thing I would say is like, I'm completely satisfied with playing Karma directly into the Rumble. I think you could totally manage that. It's just then you're playing Karma with like a not pure carry jungler, and you can argue that's like kind of eh. But what does that give? No, Sonic's not going to be playing any like melee subs, right? Well, again, keep an eye out because we're not just running stuff for IBS down here, right? We'll see. We have a number of people pushing for gold, actually. And you're pushing into plat. Sonic said she can play Leona, but they took Leona away. Okay, so you guys opted instead for Ziggs. I mean, because, yeah, any one of the melees that would have given your team more engage potential would have been bad into Rumble. But then we also have to think, like, okay, do matchups matter here? Because our theory is that they don't. Our theory is that matchups don't matter. Hang on. Do we have shenanigan detectors? Shenanigan detectors? Where's our shenanigan detectors? Set is, in fact, detecting shenanigans. And you can argue that there's only so much you can do because your wave is in such a bad spot. But, you know, shenanigans absolutely detected. Again, crash on 2. Inappropriate time to crash it, right? Shenanigans being detected. Just die and don't burn flash. Lovely. Good job. Except Aiden tried to help. Which is, again, Aiden's core problem. Oh no, it is identical. Game 1 and 3 look identical. Yeah, but leaning bot if you know for sure the enemy jungle is not there. But look, oh, it's Viego. We can't know this until we saw what happened here, but I'm sure we're still not tracking it. Viego actually executed a 3-camp. Now, it's an improper 3-camp because it involved blue, but he executed a 3-camp. And now we're getting invaded on further shenanigans. Oh, goodness. Well, one thing that I can say about blue team here is that they do have like a very... Like, this is clearly a set play for them, right? Where if they're establishing prio top lane, this is what they like to do with it. Yeah. Game 1 was in our favor, but we threw, and Game 2 was a victory. And, like, the correct 3-camp, in case you guys were wondering, would have been Red, Raptors, Gromp. And then if they 12 CS with no blue buff, you know what they did. And it means that the jungler has no retaliation because you can't just see that and then take enemy Raptors. But it's okay. Okay. So they've executed their set play. And good on them for having a set play. And I should not have vision of the enemy team right now. Was that minion disadvantage? It was, in fact. It was even waves. It was even waves with expected not enough space to all in, but like, oh. Prisma, I see why you were critical of yourself. Please don't beat yourself up. This is clearly an off game. But yeah, we're missing a lot of skill shots. And positioning very... Okay, so you're trying to prevent him from establishing a freeze. Can you satchel out? You can. But it is not enough. Slow. What did we see? What did we see here? Oh, hole! Look, 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 look. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Okay, who placed this ward? Who griefed you? Sonic! Okay, watch this. Do you see that? Do you see that little spot right there? Do you see that spot right there? Look at this. Oh boy, we have vision of this area. Oh, I'm so happy that we have vision of this area, right? I know I'm going to be completely safe as Ziggs. Oh, wait a minute. And alas, we are not completely safe because Rumble attempts to freeze. Now, for the record, you can kind of break the freeze as a ranged champion. Like, this isn't a death sentence. But the ward should be right here, at the edge of the bush. And then it detects this. Not the center, the edge. This edge. Placing stealth wards in bush is pretty, like, useless. This was Karma's ward, and it definitely could do more good being here. But if you have limited time, like, this is a okay alternative, right? But alas, here we are. And Prisma, unless you were trying to base immediately, which you shouldn't be on this gold, yeah, we don't have to worry too much about that freeze actually sticking. You'll lose, like, at worst, a couple of creeps. Well, so, yeah, like, this ward I hate. This ward, as a support, I've been placing before, like, when I know I can't get very deep and I have very limited time to leave my lane. I'll place this one for my mid laner on, like, the actual edge, and that covers here. It doesn't cover here, but... And then, like, ideal would be, like, if you can get it here, or if you can get it, like... I mean, best case scenario is, like, if you can get it here. It's already invisible because this is a corridor. This is a necessary corridor. If you place it here, it still catches this, and you know, this, and it does detect some bot lane rotations. Like it is a fine spot as long as you place it correctly. It just so happens that a bush lines up with a major intersection. So that one's okay. This one isn't. This one isn't. And it's also not useless, right? We can, I mean, bot lane, we're spending our wards in bushes all the time. Like, because, again, this is a major intersection. Like, this one you don't necessarily need it here, but it's a good place for a pink. This one, like, a green can do a lot of good right here, right? Like, I definitely disagree that stealth wards in bushes are useless. Oh, what happened down here? Hang on. Okay, minion disadvantage. We're getting pushed in. We are in farming phase, right? Farming phase. Farming phase. This is not a trading opportunity. Ah, Jesus Christ. At even levels, at even cooldowns, like, I don't really care what champion you are. That's expected to be losing, especially breaking triangle that way. Wait, am I griefing? Hang on. No, it was pushing to us, but then Kaisa had to stop hitting as much. Their minions stopped hitting ours because of the trade, and then it became a push for us. That's what happened, yep. because their minions were hitting Sonic. And then it became a push. I mean, I guess if your goal was to push faster, mission accomplished, I guess. But surely they just hold after this wave. But and then I guess we can mantra W and it's like, okay. In fact, we're doing that right now. And, okay, so Leona also blundered. And we have our flash. And it wasn't used quite in time, but it's okay. Decla's gonna just cleanse this. Nope, holding cleanse. Actually, you know what? Fine. If you knew you were safe. I'm just wondering if it's worth using cleanse over flash. That's my only point there. I think you maybe didn't need to flash if you could actually just cleanse it in time. I think you're probably fine to just cleanse. Yeah. Panic, my mortal enemy. Right. Okay, what else is happening here? Declo was forced to base. We are shadowing Prisma to make it more likely that he can finish his push. Which is actually very based. A little bit scary. So waves reset to neutral. Okay, we're fine. What's Trainer been doing meanwhile? How have these trades been going? I'm just so concerned I'm going to see like a fundamentally high risk trade and he's being rewarded because he's set. Oh, that's kind of wild to do that into a level 6 Varus. Okay, so we're gifted a bit of a freebie. And maybe if we're willing to use Prisma's TP, we can convert it into a Drake. If we are able to pull Aiden off that, like... We definitely have time to be communicating that. Could happen. I guess Leona's back up now. Okay, we're definitely not thinking about that opportunity. Might have been high risk, too. Prisma goes into debts to finish Lost Chapter. Oh, hang on. No wonder you're dying. Your tier start. You're missing HP against an all-in setup. This one I'm okay with. Waits for the volley ults. Gets the flash. Trigger discipline for once. Good job, Trainer. You have established an advantage. Okay, what happened to Prisma? Okay. Okay, so you two... this was just... Okay, I guess we can just say bad clicks. Yeah, don't walk at that guy. That was just bad clicks. It's like... So you use your prio to help your support get some vision here, but then you walk directly at the guy you've been trying to avoid the whole time. Right. Nothing more to say about that one. You are slain, and we are almost surely conceding Drake, unless we're willing to stall 19 seconds. Unless our Karma Shield is enough. Where is Kaisa during all this time? She's surely about to be here, though. Okay. Trying to buy a mantra, I think. Oh, barely didn't have it, but it's just cleanup time for Aiden, right? I agree. So, I mean, where was Kaisa? Did we get information on where Kaisa was at the start of this? She is in base, but did we know that? She threw a W at the end. She got there just at the end. I guess when she doesn't appear here, we can actually predict she's in base. Huh, okay. But then she shouldn't take too much longer to get back. We have an entire fight. Yes, you do. You know exactly what's in pool, right? So actually, that's why Rumble became contested this series, because there were 2 Rumble players in mid lane. Yeah, I don't know. Kai'Sa should be reasonably expected to, like, already be here, no? I guess we're just, like, arguing that we're stronger without them having Rumble ult? That Decla's just big? Like... Well, I guess I should shut the fuck up then.
Red team has slain the dragon.
I'm getting a little fatigued at this point, guys, and so the quality of what I'm saying is going to go down, but I think we already got the... I mean, I'm just going to watch this one for fun, then. We're just going to watch for fun. If I see something, like, egregiously bad, we can talk about it, but for now I'm gonna chill. We're gonna chill. We should actually have a chance at winning this 1v2. Yeah. Severe level gap and huge minion advantage. Oh! Ah, beautiful. Okay. Played really well by Trainer this time. I need to get in touch with him. Like, I need to see how much he's actually, like, thinking about wave dynamics, right? Like, it's stressing me out just how... Really not impactful after minute 20. Well, that... Yeah, so you're definitely not killing Volibear, and you're probably not killing Leona. But there are definitely champions like you should be able to impact, so let's see what's going on then. We're going to wait for minute 20. Drake is up in 49. Prisma is still shockingly not that far down on item value. Well, a lot of top laners would have been able to do that in that position too, but Set's also really good at it. Prisma looks like he just brain offs, tries to help like Sonic, who's wildly out of position. I mean, because again, look where your jungler is. You gotta care where your jungler is. Not his wave. Or, well, yeah, enemy wave. His wave is usually what makes a difference. I mean, we're still winning off the classic IBS split push moment, so it's okay. But eventually Rumble is going to be the one to just match Set, no? Unless he doesn't care. Yeah. Oh, Aiden properly cross-mapping off of a fit. Sonic is walking up to the uncontestable Drake. We do not do that. when the one guy poised to carry our team directly duels the other guy poised to carry their team, I would prefer for that to happen without all this gold. How long was Trainer's sequence? Oh, so he took this entire turret,
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
greeted for a gromp, and then got caught on it. When he trivially could have fallen back to speed up this objective take, recalled, and then been primed to solo kill Rumble whenever he wanted. Huh. Why take the risk?
Shut down.
Such unnecessary risks like this. Speaking of unnecessary risks. Okay. So I think Trainer has IBS top lane syndrome. This is very common at this level. The top laners just win through beating the shit out of people. And so they have never, ever, ever had to learn how to care about their teammates. Which leads to some just bewildering decisions. Dekla thought he had heal. And with no flash up, it's just doomed. Okay, so why bother reading funny haha split push? Because you're playing amateur now. Like, this game is scary. I mean, Trainer does actually have some tools to. Oh, wait. Okay, so clearly he doesn't want the rest of the fight, right? Yeah, and that's why he didn't make that play. Okay, so the goblin brain in me. Excuse me. The goblin brain in me saw the stupidest possible play. Like, ultimately, we still do get the shutdown on the Rumble. It just sucks that we gave him gold back. The goblin brain in me saw a flash here, ult volley bear into everybody. However, he just spent all his cooldowns, and so it would be a terrible idea. So. Never mind. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? Alright, he killed a support, I guess. He wants his Heartsteel stacks. Yeah, who can blame him? Except for the... You can blame him for having Heartsteel in the first place and running out of damage in duels, but... I am such a Heartsteel set hater. Like, I hate... You guys win this game? Oh, it gets messy. Messy.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore cards here. Has to be second item after Bork. I just, like, I get it. That kind of makes sense. But, like, you have Stridebreaker on your champion. And then you could just, I don't know, like, actually have sustained damage. And not just be banking on everybody making the worst plays you've ever seen. Okay, so Puffin is trying to buy as much time as possible. And it's almost working. There's a oh, this is a psychosis-induced TP. This is a trip to the Mushroom Kingdom. This is a psychosis-induced position. How did Aiden even get here? What the fuck? What do you mean? Okay, so I'm not gonna have to say anything about that one. This is very funny. I think I see why we end up winning this game. It's just going to be the fact that Set's Heartsteel went Supernova this game. And that he has 3 completed items at 21 minutes and is just running at them with a Karma supporting him. So. And then spontaneously found a Rumble kill. And then stayed to give over a 900 gold shutdown. Oh, he's regenning a lot. He actually doesn't die. Prisma, I like that you moved over for the satchel. I like that. But then he picks the most dangerous recall spot imaginable. So... moving over for that satchel actually shows a very high level of awareness for what your teammates need from you. In that they already have the dragon covered and that there's only one thing that can go wrong right now. So... I swear to God, if this is Hullbreaker, it had better be Asterix. It had better be Asterix. Yeah, well, people are conditioned to believe that, like, Divine Sunderer is just the thing to build on Viego, right? Okay, that's a patented Karma moment, and you guys are all attacking, but, like... hang on, what's our awareness of everything else? There is a control ward on there. We are allocating sets down to this kill as well. We should be concerned about this Baron. We know we're concerned about this Baron. Prismo could easily pop the Scryers instead of walking up into danger into catch tools. Okay, so now we have to play for the fight, right? And we're going to try to play for the fight. I don't like that Mantra Q was used rather than Mantra E. We're going to try to play from the fight. Do not let them get out. Their wave is bad. Okay, we'll take it. That's the one guy who really, really, really matters. So, you're playing 2 lanes here. We're waiting on our waves. Okay, so... you built both... Why would you build Hullbreaker as the cornerstone of your team? Ah. He's still just fucking running under turret. Okay, so hold on. Let's see if we actually had a situation to apply some principles here. Not really. No, our waves were as synced as they could reasonably be expected to be. Now, our most important teammate is now severely weakened and must wait to regen. Aiden is leaning towards the entire team and just is going to get caught here. And now with these HP values, we should no longer commit to any fights. We're most likely... it is safest to take our reset. Okay, or we could team fight on 2 HP. That's also an option. Would Warmogs be good on set in this situation? I don't think he is reasonably expected to take enough poke to justify Warmogs. And truthfully, if he was getting value out of Warmogs in this game, he has probably misplayed. But you are just building the HP, right? Yeah. I like that it's Sterix first. Thank goodness it's Sterix first. In place of... oh, they're gone. The boots are gone. On a slow-ass set. But Sterix, but Doran's shield is here. Why have boots when you can do more damage? He never had them. Boot make do damage by catch people. Ooga booga. Boots is a DPS loss. Fuck you guys. Okay, but like, at the very least, if you're gonna go no boots, then don't build hull breakers so you can play around your karma, right? CDR boot can suck your dick. What's our setup looking like? Set isn't present, but is preventing Volibear from being here. We are actually not much stronger than them without Set present, by the way. Actually, I would wager that we're not stronger than them without Set present. No, individually, everyone is behind, except Karma. So we are not stronger than them without Sets. We would have to giga DPS them. And like, which of your champions can actually keep them all out? Nobody. So we get wiped here, no? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we do. Oh, you're actually threatening to kill Rumble, but... So, yeah, this guy matters. Set matters. And frankly, what I think we should do, if we're choosing to contest this... Yeah, it's kind of low value. Like this guy does not matter at this stage of the game. If we're choosing to contest this, Set Hexgate in. Set is the cornerstone of your team. Set is the most important champion, right? Set is very, 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 very important. So Set needs to be here. If Volibear decides to keep pushing and threatens the tier 2, and we decide that because our waves are bad, we cannot race to something higher value, then we have Ziggs TP, and Ziggs can be the champion who answers Volibear, because Ziggs isn't going to be threatened. As long as he's spacing properly. In fact, if you're nervous, you can even TP back to here and then answer, right? So Set needs to be here. And if Set is not here, this is similar to some other stuff, it's like, you're taking inventory of what tools we have. It's like, what do we have to keep them out if we're trying to burn, right? Right after this. So you guys did conclude it's like, oh god, we're not a team without Set right now. So as long as you drew the conclusion in-game and then started playing around that, that's all I can ask for. Right? That's totally fine. But I'm glad you actually did draw the conclusion. Right? And so it would be correct for... I don't know. Like, are we all... You're getting cancelled? Yeah. It does. You're so weak at close range without Hog. Okay, so we now know that Set's very, 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 very important to us. And how are we going to play around that? We immediately group Sets. Okay, so that means Ziggs is on our side lane duty then, right? And that can actually bring Ziggs back into the game. That can give him the CS he needs, right? So Ziggs is on side lane duty. Oh my god. Ah, but we have Deklo rotating to a shoving wave. Ah ha ha ha. This is the most vulnerable person on the map right now. And then we opt into a fight despite the fact that we just sent our Varus up there. But, you know, our set is so absolutely monstrous that it's okay. You're now just going to win whatever happens here. Giga-based. Hex skating. Like, if you're gonna ARAM because you're so strong, just ARAM. Like, I guess it's actually, like, kind of cool that Varus is the one, like, Varus is actually generating something for you. I still think it should be Ziggs. Deklo is really important as your catch tool. Like, so Karma's investing everything into Set, right? Nope, shielding herself. Based. And this is the end? No. Oh, God. What happens? Oh, no, let me guess. Kai'Sa just respawned. How hard are we disrespecting them? Yeah, I see what you're... I think that was winnable, but... Poor sequencing. It's dangerous, but I think it's winnable. Hey, Prisma. Hey, let's settle down a bit, shall we? The call is very split here. Now, I do agree that now that we have all our pieces, this is troll as fuck. Cause, like... Yeah, no, I wanted Ziggs and Varus switching places, and I just wanted the mid lane stuff to slow down a little bit. And like it's technically proper for, I mean, the guy with TP to be doing this for one, but for two to like sync our waves up and just guarantee that they don't have to make a mistake here. But yeah, that's all. I don't think the macro was like fundamentally broken. I just don't like the specific assignments. Like you going there is a very solo queue thing because no one else is doing it, but you can also just tell someone else to do it this time. Like, the magic of comp play. Like, you hate to see it. So yeah, I mean, Prisma walking up here alone is dangerous, but then by the time all three people come in, I mean, there's an argument to be made for all-inning it instead of just going top lane, and like, yeah. But like, okay, so you guys are choosing to confirm Hextech Drake, and then you guys are going to run it down bot, correct? Because Declo's going to catch the wave right now, setting up the Drake. Yep. Okay. And you could stay for another one, and that would have been okay. You're actually going to again. Okay. And now we're set up, and you guys are actually threatening to kill them on their approach. But we're just going to do it, which is fine. Oh, but we realize now they're taking Baron, which for some reason I didn't think about either, which we definitely should have thought about. We stopped the bases. We're just going to run at their Nexus. Aiden's going to die without being able to get ulti off. Is Trainer 1v9? Oh, Trainer is not, in fact, 1v9. Oh, God, guys. Okay. Alright, let's talk about this. Okay. But they thought they can't do anything with it. But why give it to them? Like, they're so weak. Oh, okay, but they're not so weak. Their team has... They have a team. Baron is currently... Okay, yeah, so I'm now just processing that Baron is currently active, and we have Giga Push on that side of the map, but we're setting up the Dragon. And so actually, while I said this was okay, Declo is actually just showing on, like, opposite to the Baron, which is letting them have it, right? If we think we are stronger than them, we shouldn't just be letting them have it. In fact, it's an objectively losing trade in terms of value. It's third Drake for full Baron. That stifles us a bit. And so they're not incentivized to walk into here. Because they've got this thingy. This funny purple worm. Ah, I see. Okay, so Tragedy strikes immediately. Sonic shielding herself is sus. And Trainer has a literally useless item right now. Would imagine if this is Stone Plate instead. And then maybe Kai'Sa's dead. And then maybe we actually successfully skirmish to victory. Anathema too! Yeah, you could just go Anathema and put it on like Kai'Sa or something. Or better yet, Rumble. Put it on Rumble, the only source of magic damage. I mean, the funny thing about mathematically correct set is he does just die sometimes. So I'd prefer if we were slightly less mathematically correct. But alas, what do I know? It's just, I can't fathom building Hullbreaker and then perma-grouping because your team needs you to group. Like. But it's okay, we are currently A-ramming, and it would technically be more appropriate into the Baron to send Ziggs here, and to start pushing on 2, and to not take a fight immediately. Because right now we're relying on them to screw up, right? We're relying on them to make a mistake, because our champions who can hit this inhib can't get close enough. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. You heard that in game? You guys want to figure out what it was? When did it happen? Did I miss it? Yeah, it was a Hexgate bug. So weird. Okay, anyway. I don't know why it's so loud. Do you guys really think they have any incentive to walk here? Oh my god! What do you mean? Why did that happen? And yeah, they just hard focus deck low. Okay, that was funny, and I'm glad it worked out for you. Alternatively, there is a top lane. Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay, we win the game. Congratulations, that was scary. Congratulations on the first set win. So, the notes in the end that I ended up taking, right? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I want us really trying to make, like, our active decisions together, right? Try to coordinate together. The big thing that we can do as a team is just start taking inventory. When we're about to make a play, right? Because we have some time to think before we make a play. Just check. It's like, okay, who actually can make this play? Like, let's say we're doing Baron, right? Who can take Baron? Somebody could be like, oh, I have, I'm out of mana. Damn, okay, I don't contribute very much. Oh, I have really weak DPS. Shoot. And it's like, or Trundle says, oh, I have really great DPS. Okay, we can still do the Baron. Trundle, come with us, right? As long as Trundle comes with us, right? We've taken inventory, we've made decisions together. That's like the number one thing, communications-wise, that you guys can start to work on. Prisma, taking inventory is a really good way to turn on your brain, right? If you're just making note of where your jungler is and saying like, oh, should I roam over here? Oh, my jungler's not on this side of the map. Maybe not. Can I make this play? Oh, well, I asked my teammates, what do they have? Like, that's a good counter to your autopilot problem. So I want you in particular to keep that in mind. In the early game, we have to be really anxious about shenanigans all the time because random things can happen. And it is worth always taking a step back to just figure out what's happening. Because the game's going to be sloppy and we don't have to make fast, optimal decisions, right? So we're concerned about shenanigans. Declo, we really appreciate your help. Like, you're pretty clean with it. We might need your help in the future. Trainer, I'm just a little bit scared about some of the trades that you're taking. Like, I feel like you're just so used to fighting and winning that you don't necessarily think about, like, enemy minion advantage. And you don't necessarily think about, like, where on the map you might be needed. Because, like, there's... What I was saying to other people before is, yeah. Top laners of your elo get so used to winning solo queue through just fucking fighting people. Right? There's no way you're not just used to winning the game through full split pushing and throw, like, full fighting, right? It's top mentality. That's just what happens to top lane players at your level. So the scariest things that I discover with you is just, like, you're not... I don't think you're as aware of your minions of the enemy minions as you could be, and I don't think you're as aware of, like, when your teammates are completely leaving you out. Like, there was a situation, you can go back and watch the VOD, you're Trundle, you're taking a 1v4 here while your teammates are fighting something in the alcove. Like, there's a lot of situations where you can just take a step back, take a recall, you're not strong, you're not in a strong position on the map, and then once you're done your recall, then you just come back and, like, butcher everybody supported by the macro of your teammates, right? So I think it would be very good for you to just, like, because we want you fighting everything that moves when appropriate. We want you, like, generating this, like, despicable split push lead because that's a really consistent way of winning IBS games. But it's very important that you just take a step back and realize when the risk isn't necessary because you're going to win your lane anyway because you should have confidence in yourself. Like, you can be the strongest person in the universe, but sometimes the risk still just isn't worth it if you just wait, like, a minute. That's my big thing for you. Like, that's the individual point. Yeah, and just a few lane assignment things. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And we're going to have to talk to Zonks about the same thing that we're talking to Trainer about once he gets back in rotation. Just because he also likes to fight everything that moves, except he's also the support, and it doesn't end as well. That's where we're at. Yeah, Puffin, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you, like, staying for our perspective of it. And you played very well. And it's lovely. It's lovely to see in amateur scenes, like, just actual sportsmanship of people, like, talking to the other teams, and, like, there's none of this, like, back and forth ego sort of thing, right? It's just, like, we're just enjoying the game, and it's lovely. Not enough of that. What's up, Sonic? Okay, I know what we just witnessed in ASL General Chat. I know. But... I know. That's crazy. Please tell him, please. Yeah, and I'm willing to give away all of the tips that we need to everyone, because I'm going to try to make, like, some ASL content and stuff. See what happens. What's in ASL General? Some loser just had an absolute meltdown. Trainer, thank you so much for the Prime. I really appreciate it. Welcome back to the Quindicate. American Sign Language. Somebody got kicked from a team and just had, like, an ego trip on everybody and said, like, they're just hot shit. And it was wild. And it's like, I wonder what personality conflicts could lead to this individual getting kicked from a team. What a mystery. Okay. Are we good? We're solid for today? We're satisfied? I'm exhausted. I have some stuff to work on. I have like a role swap video to be working on at some point. Hopefully I get to get it out before I go away next weekend. What's on the agenda for the week? I don't know about the week. Tomorrow there's a lore thing. I'm going to try to figure out what my deck for this season is. Yeah. For amateur rule swaps, how to actually approach that. Right. Based. Very based. Zeknall, thank you so much for the Prime. I really appreciate it. Welcome back to the Quindicate. We need more magic. Pink allow. Rainbow doof. I like the rainbow doof. I need water. That's what I need. Yeah, I don't know. I might just spend a lot of the week doing like objective setup studies again. That will probably end up happening. So, you ate dinner too? Glad to hear it. Yeah, okay, so are we good? Okay, we're good. I'm ending. I'm going to bed. Thank you so much, everybody. Don't forget to love yourselves, respect each other. I'm going to go like read a book and then go to bed. Just get off a screen, touch some grass. I already touched grass tonight. We're good. Puffin, thank you so much for the follow. Hope to see you again. Hope you enjoyed your time with us. Don't forget to love yourselves, respect each other. See you all next time. I've said my spiel. I'm talking in circles. Good night.